level. Next level.
Hello, I am the Ronin Pawn. Welcome to a twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn live stream on twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn. A late night, early morning. Did Pawn forget to do the live stream 4 hours ago? Sort of a live stream. Live stream. Welcome! Category Big Pharma, don't you dare, says Jim. I just might dare. Where's Latra? Where is she? Welcome to Sam Adams Day. Huh? Yeah. Look at this. I got like the most pro friggin' bottle opener in the world, specifically, you know, just doesn't do like 9 different things, doesn't, you know, turn your security system off and groom your pets or anything. It just opens bottle caps. You can open your friggin', you know, you can open with it. No. It's just, look at it. It's pro. Hologram 1, there's no chat, so I can't see Jim's shit. That's nice, with Hologram 1. There's no chat. Why is there no chat? Okay, there's no chat. Why is there no goddamn chat? What the hell is going on there? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're all happy. We're smiling. That's the name of the song right now, is Smile. Next level. Why you know do the thing with the doing of the thing? Oh, probably because the green screen's not active? No, that's not how this works. That is not how this works. Did you just not refresh? Yes. You were connected. Yes. So do the thing with the chat, and then bring the chat up. Watch it. It should have already. Hello, Mazord Exelbirth and Jermaine and Hologram 1 and Noose Lord 8 and Gem. Your name is the same color as the background of my chat, so. Did that just go out of. Is the webcam trying to focus? It is. You're not supposed to focus, webcam. Everything's broken. Welcome to a broadcast middle of the night. I wasn't preparing for it. I wasn't thinking about it last time. I was thinking about it. I expected to wake up 5 hours ago and get ready for the live stream, which was supposed to start 4 hours ago. And I had my cell phone right next to my head so that it would go off and the timer and wake me up, because I was awake until, well, 3 hours before the live stream, and then I finally sort of passed out. So I figured it's fine. I'll get a nap and then I'll be back. That's not how it worked out. So we're here 4 hours late. It's, you know, better late than never is the idea here. It's always better when you can't see Pi's shit. Yes, except for I have no idea why we can't see Pi's shit. Like, if I'm not going to see Pi's shit, then I want to know why I'm not seeing Pi's shit. Alright, I have to fix everything now, don't I? You do, Pawing, you do. So come with me to the weird dimension. Okay, ready? It's not when the green screen isn't completely set up. It doesn't look quite as impressive. Go to my filters. No, don't go to my filters. Go to my webcam. Configure video. See, what happened was I restarted the computer. And when you restart the computer, you know, Logitech software doesn't think that it needs to save any of the information that it's held for years. It's only the most popular webcam on the market and has been for almost a decade now, so you can understand why there'd still be bugs in the software. Listen. We're here. This is the Seasonal Affective Disorder live stream. This is the Depression live stream. Many people, including myself, suffering from various bouts of, you know, suicidal mania around this time of year, and so today is a live stream dedicated to distraction, as though not all of them were, because there, as a Zen practitioner, I can tell you, my Zen master had 2 recommendations for when you just can't get your mind to stop thinking about things or just to shut up. And one was sit down and meditate. Meditation being, you know, letting the thoughts come and letting them go, focusing your mind on something else and holding that focus. And then when something comes in to distract you and you recognize it, then you let it go. Rinse, wash, repeat. Wash, rinse, shampoo, pert plus. And then the other recommendation was sometimes that shit ain't gonna work. And that's how you know you're dealing with, like, someone who actually, you know, is more than just a wild-eyed, crazy, psychotic priest in some ancient religion, is when they go, you know what? Sometimes my method for, like, how you should live your life, it ain't gonna work. And when they tell you that, and then follow it up by saying, here's a alternate suggestion, distract yourself. That's when you know that they're a real human being. He's a real boy. His nose doesn't grow 6 times its length. He's a real boy. And the truth is just that. Your mind gets stuck on things, focused on things. The thoughts keep coming up. The emotions keep coming up over and over and over again. And you can't seem to not focus on them. And very recently, until I found the marijuana that we've been vaping live on stream, just, you know, it got really bad. Right before I found something to actually, you know, help take the edge off, take the pain away. Distraction. You know, just finding something else to do, because your mind is like the clouds in the sky, as are your emotions. They come and they go, and they will come and go as they wish. They will not come on your schedule. They will not come when it is convenient for you. Your thoughts will not be what you need to think, what you want to think. Your emotions will not be what you want to feel. They come and they go as is their wont, and you have little, if any, control over that. And when you recognize that and realize that, you say, well, what am I supposed to do about it? And, you know, method 1 would be, you know, choose to focus on something else. Meditation, sure. Sometimes that shit ain't gonna work. And you're just gonna be sitting there, and now you're sort of trapped into this one activity of being, you know, sitting in meditation and focusing on your breath and focusing on, and the thoughts keep coming in and the thoughts are overwhelming, and now you're just sitting there sort of staring these horrible thoughts and horrible emotions in the face, and that ain't good. That ain't good. That does not accomplish the goal of not feeling like shit. And in those instances, distraction. Distraction is the best thing. Have you tried masturbating today? It could be fun. Distraction is another method. My Zen master used to talk about, you know, there's many paths. Is it the Eightfold Path? The Eightfold Path to Enlightenment? And 7 of the paths are like people chanting and praying and doing push-ups, basically, doing prostrations and things like that. You know, the one path of Zen under Buddhism's large umbrella is sit in meditation, and then there are 7 other paths at least that were recommended by Shakyamuni Buddha, and those 7 others are not sit in meditation. They are do things in meditation repetitively. And it has a lot to do with, using the physical body to distract the mind and the heart, the emotions from what it's going through, and just letting them fall away. But, sitting and staring them in the face in meditation sometimes is the worst thing for it. Like chronic fatigue syndrome. Generally, generic good advice for anyone who has any sort of a disease or intolerance or something like that is, get up, get outside, throw the windows open, get yourself some more exercise, start focusing on the positive things in life. Chronic fatigue syndrome, if you do that, which was recommended by the PACE trial studies in 2011, a research study that changed how CFS was treated, or at least reinforced how it had been treated for a good long time, told everybody, yes, get your CFS patients on graded physical therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy as well. So, get them slowly but surely exercising and working out, as well as receiving therapy, and that became the strong medical science for the next 4 or 5 years. And then patients who had CFS had to beat down the doors of the college out of which this study came and submit Freedom of Information Acts to the federal government in order to force that body to release the papers, to release their actual, study in its raw form so that it could be restudied, because the patients of CFS were going, I am so much worse now than I was 4 years ago, thanks to your form of treatment. And then when the study was reviewed, it turns out they're a bunch of fucking liars. I don't know why they published a study that misled everybody and made them think that one thing would be good when their study showed that it wasn't. But they did, possibly to receive funding and get their names on a, successful study. I don't know, maybe just incompetence. You'd like to think incompetence. But it's pretty big incompetence when you're a researcher and you fail at the basic concept of researching. When you redefine your definitions of success and cured halfway through the study in order to better vibe with the results that you're getting back, it's a pretty big no-no that everyone in the research community should know about. So, that generic advice that usually works pretty good doesn't work in the CFS environment, just as telling people, sit down and meditate your cares away doesn't necessarily always work in every environment. As I was saying, it got dark for me recently. By the way, who I screamed? Jim says, well, F, I'm definitely about to run out of juice. See ya, Pawnee, and love ya, hologram. Thanks, Jim. It was getting so dark in my mind, with the pain and everything, CFS is really becoming a mental health issue for me. It's been years and years and years. I thought I was dodging the bullet on it, and recently found myself, staring at sharp objects, We did a live stream, and I got really frustrated with Cluster Truck, and I looked over and saw this sitting on my desk here, and the first thought in my mind was, there's a funny joke. And then the second thought in my mind was, or you could just do it. And, that voice in your head that is that other mind that's staring at the sharp objects, that just starts thinking about, what chemicals have I got under the sink? What would happen if? And it's, terrifying because it's in your head, because you don't want it, and yet clearly there's a part of you that also does want it. And it's holy shit, where's this going? So I've recently been down the path of suicidal depression in a way that I have not experienced previously in my life. And, chemical imbalances in the brain, as well as just reality, trying to separate and distinguish it from, well, this is science, and it's your experience one way or the other, and it's real, and it's something that needs to be dealt with, or else it will deal with you. And so today is the very happy Christmas live stream about depression, or at least starting out about depression, because, people are going through it this season especially. This season especially is when people go through it. And, you know, I don't get up here to, I don't start the live stream off this way to be like, yeah, life sucks and let's all end it. I say it to be like, you are not alone. You are very not alone. You guys know the movie My Blue Heaven? Trouble we'll see. Over in my blue heaven. And the main character, played by Steve Martin, you know, finds himself in a town as a mobster, some, you know, witness relocation program town, and he walks up to somebody he thinks he knows, and, you know, they get reintroduced, and he's like, I feel so alone in this life, you know? I used to be a gangster in New York and, you know, wearing the nice suits and all that kind of stuff. I just feel so alone. And the guy says, you are not alone. You are really not alone. There are many people in this witness relocation program of depression who stand next to you even though you don't really see them because, you know, we're all depressed because we don't want to be seen, do we? So know that you are not alone. Know that your thoughts and your emotions, like the clouds, will come whether you like them or not. And also know that, like the clouds, they will pass. The sunshine that they obscure returns all on its own. You know, it's just something to know. It's not something to cheer you up. It's just something to know. This will end too. All things end. This will pass as well. And to advise you that, you know, there's a couple of methods for trying to deal with it and get through it. One is medication, and I highly advise that you seek and find medication if you're having those kinds of thoughts, because those kinds of thoughts are serious. You know, when you see that voice in your mind that's like staring at the sharp objects and whatnot, when you see that identity that isn't quite yours, that's a real thing. Don't downplay that and think, well, everybody has it occasionally. I mean, maybe everybody does occasionally, but it's a serious deal, you know? If that mind keeps going, things don't get any brighter from there. So, you know, don't be afraid to seek out medicinal help. My medicinal help is in the form of the marijuana right now, and thank God for it. But also, you know, employ the methods that we human beings have to deal with this, one of which is distraction. Distract yourself. Do something, you know? Do something, just turn on TV and get lost in something, just play a game, you know, go out and just, whatever it is that you think will distract yourself, you know? Go, you know, squeeze one out, you know what I'm talking about? Distract yourself a little bit. Ain't no shame in that. I will never get medication, says Hologram, when I refuse on principle of personal fear of chemicals and a dislike of social interaction. I like the second part, a dislike of social interaction. I'm not going to go and get medication for my depression because I don't want to have to deal with the people I'd have to see in order to. Dendy just subscribed for 10 months in a row, and apparently none of the overlay is working today. Hooray! But we're not going to let it get us down. Paul, and think of the kitties, said Brent Geary. Think of the kitties as distraction? Think of cats. Go on a cat adventure on the internet. It's a bottomless pit of hell. Have to talk to doctors. I hate to talk to doctors. I don't like doctors myself either, which is why I worked my angles and asked the people around me for help and managed to come up with something that could be prescribed that hasn't been prescribed. Lane's not wrong. Don't want help, can't blame anyone, says Rai1010. Well, it's also part of the depression, though, you know. Logic does not have any place in a mental health environment. You know, what is logical is neither here nor there. When you're dealing with anyone's emotions, what is logical is neither here nor there. It doesn't fucking matter. You know, it might make the most sense in the world. What you're doing doesn't make any sense if you want to get out of this, you know, but it's a mental health issue. Emotions are emotions precisely because they're illogical, and yet they are a part of your experience, and you have to deal with them. And to deny that side of yourself and try and root yourself in your logic and say, no, I will be, reasonable. I will do what makes the perfect amount of sense in all situations that's a lie that you're telling yourself. And it's also a war that you will fight against 50% of what you are as a, human mammal. Don't deny your emotions. Don't deny your illogicness. Because it's there. It's part of you. It's part of your experience. And, that's why I think it's better to talk about, like, methods for coping than it is to talk about, whose fault it is or isn't. Whose fault is it that, a brain is neuroatypical from birth or becomes neuroatypical from nurture, not nature, or is some mixture of the two, or under extreme circumstances, including, wide world circumstances as well as, small personal circumstances. What are we doing with trying to place blame? As Ani DeFranco said, you shouldn't try and place blame. Blame is much too messy. You're sure to get some on you while you're trying to put it on me. I love Ani DeFranco. And she just wouldn't return my phone calls, that bitch. Anyway, I've had this beer open for ages now. I think it's breathed enough. Den D suggests depressed people see the world for what it is more so than the non-depressed. That's why it's hard to spring back from that. It's certainly one way to look at it, isn't it? I guess I'd say that the world is what you make it. How many live streams, how many Wednesdays do we have to do where I'm talking about the surreality of reality, where I go on and on and on about, you don't know that any of this is happening outside your head. But yeah, it's your world, your life, your reality. Like, everything that's out there to see is seeable. And then your mind chooses to focus on one part of it, or some collection of the parts of it. But it's all out there to be seen, and in the times where you are already happy, where your brain is going in the direction of, feeling happy and riding the wave, you will look right past the, festering, rotting garbage on the sides of the streets. You will look right past it, and you'll see the bright side of things, because you're in the mood to see the bright side of things. And when you're not in the mood to see the bright side of things, when you're down in the depressive holes of, you will look right past the flowers and the roses and the lovely people and the, beautiful women and the beautiful men and the beautiful, I don't know what they are, but they're beautiful. You'll look right past all of the fun of it, and you will see, the other part of it that is there to see. None of it is not there to see. We can put things where they aren't, but it's not really that they aren't there. It's just that maybe the things that we're putting weren't intended, but they could be seen that way. They could be heard that way. I don't know how many conversations I have with people just on a regular basis where I find myself, at some point reflecting on, I know you don't mean that the way that I'm hearing it. So I'm gonna, write you a pass. I'm not gonna hold you accountable because that's not how you meant it. But God, if you were aware of how that could be heard, you would be more careful with your language, right? Hopefully. Communication is like that. Reality is just like that. Everything is always there and you can see it. And really that does, I like looking at it and saying, you know, when people look at the dark side of things, people are like, oh, you just gotta get your head out of the gutter and, like, see the bright side of life, because the bright side is there. And when people are really, like, happy and enjoying life and everything like that, no one ever comes up to them and says, Jesus, you're just really over exuberant here. You got way too much joy. You need to see the dark side of life, because the dark side of life is there. People very rarely, like, try and reach in and pull people down who are up. But when people are down, they always want to reach in and pull them up. And when you reach down to pull somebody up, if you come at it from that perspective of, you know, you're seeing something that isn't there, you need to look at what is there. You know, that's wrong. That's a denial of reality. No, the darkness is there. The horrors are there. We live in a very fucked up world. And the truth of being in those depressive moments and seeing the darkness of it is exactly the same when you're in the, you know, elated side of things. It would be just as right for someone to walk up to you and say, ho, 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 dude, you are smiling and laughing and enjoying life way too much. Have you not heard of the border wall they're trying to build, or the Muslim ban, or the cops shooting black people in the streets, or, you know, Walmart employing these children and the companies, and like, you just don't see that as often in polite society, but that would be just as accurate, wouldn't it? The truth is that all of these experiences are valid because it's all there. It's all there to be seen, and at some point we just have to sort of, we take a personal responsibility as well as a responsibility for compassion toward everyone else to acknowledge that, yes, everything is there to be seen, and we have to find, you know, we want to strive anyway to find some balance between not being blind by ignorance to the horrors that exist amongst us and the problems that we can fix. The problems that are hurting people, that we can do things, you know, compassion again, that we can do things to change and make better, while also not focusing on them 24/7 to the point where we get lost in our own depression and then become useful to no one and need someone else to come and drag us back up. I invoke compassion because a friend of mine from the Zen Center just emailed me. I sent him a link to one of our Wednesday Wednesdays that I particularly liked, and he just emailed me back and said, you know, I really liked your thing, you know, spot on, really, you know, really good. It was very entertaining. It was nice. And he said, but in all of your wisdom, is there any place, any room for compassion? Because, you know, in that Wednesday in particular, and honestly in most of them, I, you know, like to talk about the, I don't know, the logical constructs of reality, what it is, what it isn't, what the definition of karma is, and all that sort of thing. I like to talk about the logical constructs, the science of Zen. It's sort of my dharma. If I have a dharma to spout to you, it's the science of Zen. And he was noting for me, you know, is there any room in all of that for compassion? Because you're not really talking about compassion. And at first glance, I was actually like, what is compassion? I'm sitting here going, I don't exactly know, like, I know what you mean, and I don't know what you mean. What would I do with compassion? And just having that sort of koan or hwaru sit on my shoulder and be sitting there, what the hell did he mean about compassion, has, you know, made me wake up to it and realize it. That it's very much this kind of a thing, you know. The world is precisely what the world is, and you can see it in darkness, and you can see it in light, and both are just a way of seeing it. To take it all in at once is a very difficult thing. We call that enlightenment and awakening. But, you know, there is a huge aspect to this shared existence of ours of, like, recognizing that we're all in this, whatever it is, together, and manifesting compassion for, you know, the other person, separate from ourselves, across from ourselves, and seeing what we can do to help them, not trying to fix them, That's the worst thing that you can do. Boy, ask a man for help, too, and what are you going to get? You're going to get him trying to fix something. I know because I'm a man. And that's what we always try and do. And I realize that in my communications with women and with the feminine gender and just with the feminine mindset, like, I realized that a lot of times when someone's asking you for help, they're really just asking you to, like, acknowledge them and acknowledge their difficulties and relate and, you know, just kind of be there. You know, not even necessarily a shoulder to cry on, just to be like, yeah, yeah, just to agree and just be like, I get you. But 9 times out of 10, when the feminine energy comes to the male energy and, you know, starts sharing its experience and venting some of its concerns, the man just wants to fix the other and say, well, you know, here's what you do. Let me show you. This is what you... have you tried this? Have you tried that? And that's all well and good. I mean, if you do actually have a, you know, functional solution for someone that you think they haven't considered, sure, it's fair to share that. But what if you started by just acknowledging what they're experiencing? Having compassion on them and being like, okay, yeah, like, I get it. I'm with you. You started from that place. It would be a different kind of experience, and it might turn out that your solution, as brilliant as it is not needed at all, because the true solution was just having compassion, was just hearing and acknowledging and being there with and for someone without trying to fix it. The true fix was actually just listening to them. I'm going to read back chat because you guys are pushing it through. Look at it, moving right there. Damn chat off screen. There was a time when antidepressants didn't exist. We're living in the future that they do. Take advantage of the present, says Bearsuit Lane. I recommend that you do. Don't be afraid of, you know, of prescription drugs. To try them. Because, yeah, we live in a very complicated world, and where there might be that outside kind of a force that wants to make you responsible for you, you know? You need to get yourself, pull yourself up and out. Like, this is a very complicated existence. The sorts of diseases that we see today have everything to do with everything. Lifestyle, as well as, like, modern lifestyle and not having to, like, go out in the fields every day and go hunt for things with spears and shit like that. But also, you know, we live in a post-nuclear world. And every time that that kind of radiation is dropped somewhere, it doesn't just dissipate and go away and then it's not harmful anymore. You know, plutonium exists with a half-life of 32,000 years or something like that. And when you're dropping a bomb, there are very weird things that exist on the surface of the planet now that didn't before. And so people having, you know, a variety of mental health issues, and without radioactivity, just, you know, technology, electrical signals, pipes, lead in this country. Lead abatement didn't start until the 1970s, and you want to say, well, you know, everybody's responsible for their own mind or their own depressive state or something like that. I mean, yes and no. Yes and no. You know, like I say, listen, it is a big, scary, modern world full of a whole bunch of, like, factors and things that are influencing both our biology as well as our psychology that didn't used to be until, like, 20 minutes ago. So there are forces acting upon us that we cannot control at this point. Yeah, seek out the medications. Give them a try. If they don't work, if they work poorly, if they do something horrible to your mind, don't use them again. But don't, you know, don't not try any others. You know, don't get so lost in your own world that you don't use what's at hand. Like, we've made these things to solve problems that are real and that we have. And, you know, don't feel the obligation to be strong. To be the, I don't need that shit person. Because, you know, if you decide that you don't need that shit, have compassion for the rest of us. Because it may turn out that you really did need that shit, and then you won't be here anymore, and we will, and you'll be missing out of our lives. So, you know, if you're finding your mind staring at the sharp objects, and it scares you, don't think that you just have to man up. Or woman up. Let's see, so... Major Deggersworth says, telling someone that it's their fault for not being able to see a doctor for a condition that makes it hard for them to interact with others is frankly completely moronic, says Major Deggersworth. I agree. The doctor's not going to go to them, says Bearsuit Lane. That's true. This is just the reality and the complexity of reality. The doctors aren't going to come to you. Guess what? 100 years ago, doctors would come to you. 50 years ago, doctors would come to you. House calls were the norm. You know, a person is ill, the doctor comes to them. Why? Because they're ill. That made the most sense. In the modern world, things have changed. This is just how it is. And none of them inherently make sense, nor have to. It's just the way it is. So we just start by acknowledging that and then saying, okay, what can we do? It's like saying it's your fault that your fear of water made it so you can't swim. It's true. Smart people tend to be depressed, says Brent Geary. I think that's probably true, too. I don't know. I don't want to be, you know, some kind of ist here. Somethingist. But I think that's kind of true, too. The sort of larger your perspective is, the wider your awareness of the world and others, and the more that you've considered that is, the more things that you will see that will be bad, that will horrify you, you know? A lot of our pain comes from just looking at what other people experience, what is going on somewhere to someone that is just horrible and that you'd never want happening to you, but it goes on. And we all participate with it at some point or another, you know? I buy my clothes that were, you know, sewn together by 12-year-olds in Malaysia, which is why I can afford them for $4, you know, for a t-shirt or something like that. But it doesn't, you know, if you aren't aware of that, you know, if you never look at it, then ignorance is bliss. So I don't know if that's true or not, but it makes a bit of sense to me anyway, Brent Geary. Rai1010 says, if you refuse to go get help, regardless of how much you think you can't, then you cannot blame anyone but yourself as much as you want to blame everyone else. Well, you know, at some point, someone has to be responsible to step in when someone is incapable. You know, that argument doesn't work when you've got somebody lying in a bed who's physically disabled, you know. Someone who's comatose needs someone to, you know, hook up an IV that will feed them and keep them alive if we want to keep them alive. And where the various physical conditions that deny you access to medical services and medical health exist, and we acknowledge those, and those are obvious. You know, this person can't leave their bed. You know, maybe they're not in a coma, but they can't leave their bed, they can't leave their house, it's a danger unto their life to do so. Like, to acknowledge that on the physical side, and to think that there is no psychological side of that that is equal, you know, is unfair. It's just not seeing the full world. It's not seeing the full world as it is. The inability to physically speak to strangers is definitely my fault, says Hologram 1. Yes. You know, neuroatypicals, the world is built for you, you know? And I don't know if I'm neuroatypical or not, but, neurotypical, rather. I don't know if I'm neurotypical or not, but, neurotypicals, the world is built for you. Because you built the world, because you're the majority, you know? It comes down to, you know, that old thing, the oldism, the racism, except without the race. The world has been built for white men. In particular, white men of European descent. In particular, it was built to serve them. And then, you know, other people show up who aren't white men, and white men want to act like you're just not trying hard enough. Like, you need to run with the big dogs now if you want to play. It's like, no, you've designed the race that we're going to run in the course for you and yours. Which is very natural. It's very natural, the way that it's happened. But you need to expand your, you know... I'm going to... Well, let's see. I'm going to skip ahead in the text that I've got here because I've been talking for quite some time. And, I don't want to hold people to their comments that, you know, came out while I was still talking here. Why is Major Exoburst messages all being deleted? Your response to someone saying that they're closest to suicide they've ever been is, end it. Rai, this community has been much better without you around. Ooh, that's mean, Major Exoburst. But at the same time, yes, Rai, you are being very insensitive to you know, very compassionless to those who have issues that you seem just not to understand or not to have considered. Ooh, hang on. Greg Aubrey says there's heavy beat hip-hop Christmas happening at Trixie's if you feel like doing something weird with a $3 cover. To be, you know, locked in your bed because of, you know, depression, because of chemical imbalancing your brain, because of, you know, all that sort of a stuff, to not be able to reach out to people, there's so many things that go into life in general, whether it's the psychological or the physical end of it. Like, it's definitely not fair to place blame. As I said, blame is much too messy. You are bound to get some on you while you're trying to put it on them. The simple fact is, Ra, you have done nothing but make my mental state less stable. You are not helping, and just so far from looking, you are basically trying to fuck me up worse, says Telegram 1. The level of insensitivity to this conversation, I can't disagree. I can't disagree, Ra. To get drawn into a, you know, sort of a shouting match back and forth with people about, you know, their medical conditions or otherwise just emotional conditions and psychological conditions. It's if you don't know it, and maybe you do and you have and you've gotten over some of it, and, you know, sometimes those are the people who are the least sensitive, or those who have been through something and then think that they have the right to decide for everyone else. I'm not lumping you in to that, Rai. But sometimes those are the worst of them all, because they've been through, like, some kind of something that they thought was very difficult, and then they got through it, and then they feel like, now I know how to get through it, and I got myself through it, and everybody else needs to pull themselves along by their bootstraps. And to the people, you know, who are in the thick of it, they're looking back at that person and saying, that was not a quarter. What you experienced was not a quarter of what I experience regularly. I actually found it while I was going through sort of my darkest days here, just, you know, a week ago before I got the weed. I was watching all these videos on chronic fatigue syndrome and looking up information that I hadn't looked up before about it. And I was actually disturbed by, you know, people saying, just being positive in, like, the comment sections of these videos was, like, upsetting to me, because my own plight was just so hard, and I was so, like, down in the deep, dark muck of it. And then I see somebody saying, you know, I've had CFS for 4 years. It came on when I was, you know, 18, and I'm here to tell you that, you know, you can win this fight. You know, we just gotta try hard. We gotta, you know, keep at it, and, you know, let's all be strong in the face of this disease. A very positive message, and that was just pissing me off. Because it was like, oh, it came out at 18, and you've had it for 4 years. Oh, you're 22 years old, huh? Oh, okay. I guess you know the depth of this, and that it can just be fought against, and we can win the battle, and all that sort of a thing. And it was just like, actually hearing someone be upbeat about my disease, and about the place that I was in, you know, and talking about we can beat it, was disturbing to me. Like, it made me angry, and it made me more depressed to hear someone say, you can do it. Come on with me. We'll go. And the question is it the person's fault for, you know, feeling that way? Or is it the other person's fault for not recognizing that? For not recognizing that talking about, you know, speaking about it in an upbeat manner is going to actually make people who don't really have an alternative, who don't have a solution, who don't have access to what the other person had, who are in a worse off situation, is going to make them feel worse. And the answer to that question, who's at fault, is neither. Neither are at fault. The person who's speaking positively, you know, they're trying to help, and they're speaking from a position of their own experience, and they're trying to spread a positive message. So that's all good, but they're also lacking a certain sensibility, and sense of compassion for those who that's going to hurt, that they could very well know about. It's not a very unique position to have someone, you know, to make someone more depressed, to push them deeper into a hole by trying to be all happy and shiny. Because the happy, shiny stuff feels like it's ignoring the reality of someone's situation. And you can know about that. That person can know about that. But, you know, they're not being sensitive or having the compassion for that scenario when they're speaking out. And so, is that a fault of theirs? No. Is it a fault of the other person that they are very irrationally being like, your positivity is dragging me down? No. None of it is anyone's fault. There is no fault here. It's just the reality of the circumstance. You are going to feel what you are going to feel, and your emotions are illogical. Why? That's why we call them emotions and not logic. That's why we acknowledge the two ends of the spectrum of the human sort of psychological experience. Because there is the logical and the rational, and that's one part of this beast, and then there's also the emotional and the illogical. And that is the other half of this beast, of who we are, of what we are. None of it has to make sense. None of it should make sense. You know, we need to stop trying to solve everything like it's a math equation and start trying to solve things with an acknowledgement of nothing needs to make sense. We just need to deal with what the situation is that's at hand. The solution may not be logical, but it will still be the solution. And the reason I come on and do the live stream and I immediately launch into, like, my depressing story and stuff like that, which someone might see as, God, you're just dragging me further down. You know, I'm taking the risk with dragging someone down by, I start out with talking about me looking at the knives and things like that, and it's like, yeah, me too, and, you know, I could be driving someone down. I'm taking the risk of that because I think it is my hope that there are more people who are listening to this and knowing the people who are, that are actually going to feel better when they hear someone else acknowledge their own experience. Even if it's dark, you know? Acknowledge the dark experience. Don't pretend like it's not happening. So I go that direction because I think that's going to help more. And I also think it's a message that you don't hear enough of people saying, yeah, it's fucked up. It's awful. It is horrible. I've, you know, pressed the knife to my wrist and held it there and had the moment of, like, all you have to do, just one muscle, just one pull, one quick pull. I've been there. And, you know, it's my hope that just, like, sitting here and acknowledging that is a help. Because it's not going to be fixed by algebra. It's not going to be fixed with logic. We're not going to sit here and figure out what the right thing to do based on the stimuli is and the circumstance. I mean, there can be logic to it, but that logic has to be emotional logic. It has to be awareness of how human beings hurt and how human beings feel. And then you can work from a logical place. But it can't be a logical place of, physics and mechanics and stuff like that. It's got to be a logical place of acknowledging how we experience reality without denying the emotional side of things. No one here is Spock. You're not the only one, says Dendy. I came close to suicide once by not eating anymore, not because I thought I was fat, but because I hated eating. I hated shitting. At one point, not breathing felt better than breathing. Yeah, I get the breathing part, definitely, and I haven't gotten to the point where I have felt like I hated eating, but I have gotten to the point where I felt so much better not eating, where just the emptiness, even though there's that hunger there, the hunger feels good. Maybe it helps you feel alive when you don't in other ways, I don't know. But just feeling that hunger and also feeling the emptiness, I don't know, it also felt like strength, As you're making yourself weaker by not eating, it feels like a strength, like an inner strength. I don't have to eat, Some kind of power that you get to manifest in your life when you are otherwise powerless, maybe. When you're powerless to a depression that's gripping you. I don't know what the psychology of that is, but I've had 2 out of 3 of those experiences myself. I'm not here to betray the sacred form that is my body by cutting it to pulled beef, but when my body can't sustain, then I sure have to be let go. No? Says Dundee. When it's over, I suppose. Hologram one says, Pawn, unban Exelbirth. Robert decided to be a cunt and show off why he was removed as a Discord moderator by banning them for not being a morally repugnant cunt. Yeah, Major Exelbirth, I see that your messages weren't coming up. Ban user, timeout user, mod user? What did you do, Rai? Because I'm mousing over all of the things and I don't see it there. Let me try typing some stuff. I don't know the Twitch commands is my problem. Okay, Major Exelbirth is not currently banned. Is there like unsilence or something? No, there's no command for that. Test. Okay. I can see you now, Major Exelbirth. So it was probably a timeout of some kind. So, let's see. Commands available to you. Okay. Yes. I've unmodded you here as well, Rai. After that. That was very, very unfair. I mean, I didn't see the entire conversation, but I felt that your comments, Rai, were, insensitive and not considerate of all of the factors and situations, and it's fine and it's fair for you to, feel that way, but yeah, we're in a very shortly. I'm going to get very shortly. Don't make promises, Pawn. We're gonna get the VIP system integrated into the bot, which isn't even fucking working. No, the bot's working. It's just my overlay that isn't working. But I'm gonna make a lot more VIPs, and then the VIPs will have access to things like quotes and whatnot. But so far, I don't know. Pony is basically the only person who I've intended to have as a moderator around. Anyway, that is a long while ago, and the only way to go through it is by singing out the whole freaking ride, says Dundee. It's true, it will pass on its own, and you do have to just sort of get through it and survive it, and so that's why we, speak in terms of coping techniques. We're not trying to fix anything, we're not trying to solve it, we're not trying to make it go away. In fact, the act of trying to, like, stop a thought or an emotion from coming in just holds it at the front door. It's standing there, knocking the door, ringing the bell. It wants to come in, and if you say, no, you can't come in, and you're trying to, like, keep it out because you don't want to think that way or you don't want to feel that way, it's going to be waiting for you because you refuse to face it. It's not just going to wander off. It'll still be there. And I speak that from a position of Zen and from many years on the meditation mat and what I have, experienced on the meditation mat. And it's very true. It's not about throwing anything away, getting rid of anything, or stopping anything from coming in. It's about letting it in, acknowledging it, and then letting it go. The more that you watch the movements of your own personality, your own thoughts and emotions, your own mind, you see how this works. How a thought comes in, and a thought is just a stray cloud. It really is. We like to think that we are our minds and we are our thoughts and all that kind of thing, but a thought is just a stray cloud. It just pops up and it floats across. You had nothing, you had very little involvement in that process. Maybe you saw something outside of yourself or heard something or smelled something and a memory came up or whatever, but your thought just pops into existence and it drifts by. And then you grab that thought. And we are so habituated to grabbing those thoughts because we've identified with them as though they are us, that every thought that comes in is one that we feel like we need to grab. And one thought comes in and starts going across, and then you chain onto that thought, and then you chain a chain onto that thought, and a thought goes to a thought, goes to a thought, goes to a thought. And you create this, link after link after link after link of thoughts until you are walking through your life carrying hundreds or thousands of pounds worth of links of chains of thoughts and ideas and emotions that you identified with and treated as yourself instead of just as a passing cloud. And the idea of, having to just sit through it, that's what we did on the meditation mat. That is the primary form, what's going on in meditation when you're sitting on a meditation mat. You are sitting and you are breathing. And you're trying to just focus on your breath. And you do that because in the process thereof, your thoughts and your emotions come up. The clouds just start passing by. And by setting yourself to the activity of trying to ground yourself in something that's constant, that you know is going to be there, like your breath, that you can just focus on, by trying to focus on that and then seeing how you can't. Your mind just keeps straying off because a thought comes by and you get attached to it and you start thinking another thought and thinking another thought, and now you're having a memory and now you're thinking about that guy and then you wonder where he is today, and then you go, oh, I haven't been paying attention to my breath for like 20 minutes. That's the experience of meditating, and through it we get to see how our mind works. We get to study ourselves and our emotions and see, sort of the movements of the gears. And through those experiences, I learned that you don't hold anything at the door and say, don't come in, because it'll just be waiting for you the next time you open the door. It's never going to go. You also don't, once it's in, decide to try and throw it out or get rid of it, because the more you try to push against it, the more it tries to push against you. You just let it go. And through meditation, we train that. When you sit down in Zen, the whole goal from the beginning is just focus on your breath and hold your mind's eye on your breath. And you won't, because you're not a Zen master. You won't hold your mind's eye on your breath. You will get dragged away. And then when you do get dragged away by a thought and you wake up from that, which can be, 30 minutes, it could be the whole meditation session. You could sit there for 45 minutes in meditation and, just have been like watching a movie in your head and you didn't even notice it. And then at the end, you realize, oh, Jesus Christ, I haven't thought of my breath. I haven't counted my breath. I don't know what's going on with... I haven't been meditating here at all. You have been meditating. This is exactly the experience that you're meant to be having. You wake up from it. You don't, like, hate yourself for it. You don't punish yourself for it. You don't think, oh, what a horrible person I am. What a horrible Zen student I am. I need to be better at this. I need to get better. You just acknowledge it and say, I see that I got caught, in a chain of thoughts that was unending. And now I'm going to break the chain and go back to my breath. And then you go back to your breath, and 2 minutes later you go, oh, Jesus, I was just thinking about Neo again in the Matrix. And you just do it over and over and over again. And through doing that over and over again, we start to gain some authority over the process. We start to, like, not be able to decide what thoughts come or emotions come, because we don't have control over that. But we realize that we don't have to play with every single one of them. We start to dissociate from the idea that the thought is me, the emotion is me. No, it's just a cloud that's passing through. And you have the birthright of being able to attach the next link, attach the idea of yourself to that passing thought or to not. And it's up to you. But it takes a lot of work and a lot of training. And, Zen masters, 20, 30 years in a single life if they're lucky. And most people in Zen would say if a Zen master manages to, if a Zen student manages to awaken in the first 20, 30 years of their life, well, then they must have been reincarnated thousands of times and spent thousands of years training until then. So, whatever, intellectual constructs of religion. But the truths are very much there, You sit in meditation, you'll experience it yourself. And that's the mess of our depression and our suffering in general. That's the source, is us, is these thoughts and these emotions that we attach to and we identify with. We're going to be sad because that's an emotion that the human mammal has. We're going to experience sadness and despair. We're going to experience elation and joy. The problem is, like, when you chain that elation and joy or that sadness to yourself and then drag it through life. Because the more links in the chain, the heavier your body, the heavier it is to move yourself. And the more easily you get, stuck where you get stuck. And some of us are going to tend to put our, to link ourselves to the passing thoughts that are negative, and some to the passing thoughts that are positive. And neither is good nor bad, The negative is not the negative. The darkness is not the darkness. The light is not the light. That's just how we've come to think of them, that one's positive and one's negative. Both are equal. And it's completely natural by nature and nurture, for you to, see the glass half empty or for you to see the glass half full. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with you because of that. There's not something wrong with your mind or your brain or your upbringing or the way you were treated when you were growing up. I mean, there can be things that were wrong with the way that you were treated when you were growing up by societal standards. But there's nothing wrong with you. You're fine. No matter what shape you are. No matter what shape and form your mind or your emotions take. Acknowledge your thoughts and your feelings and know that, they're as real as it gets. They're not something to be ignored or discarded. But you do get to choose how you play with them. You do get to choose how you play with them. It takes work and effort, and I'm not saying that you have to, go out to a Zen center and sit on the mat in order to be, I'm not judging you if you don't. Jesus Christ. It's a hard practice. You don't have to do any of that. I'm just acknowledging it is hard. And I, for one, don't blame anyone for being caught or deluded in their thoughts or their emotions. That's the compassion side of Zen that my friend was trying to remind me of in the email, Don't blame anyone for being caught up in this mess, because it really is a mess. I actually have a little Hallmark card that my mom sent me probably over a year ago, sitting on my little table out there that's kind of my altar for the Buddha. It's just where I keep all my little, Asian, Zen-y, Buddhist-y looking things. And I believe the card says something equivalent to, the trick is keeping yourself open in a world that's designed to close you up. And that's all the card says. And that's just fucking brilliant. I can't believe someone printed that on a Hallmark card. The trick is keeping yourself open in a world that's designed to close you up. And I can't believe my mom found that card and bought that card and gave it to me. That is all brilliant. And it is the negative side, isn't it? It's the glass half empty, at least. You could state that a number of different ways. It's a glass half empty. But you know what? I'm a glass half empty kind of guy. By nature or nurture, I've always been. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Because even though in the first moment I see the glass half empty, in the moment after that, thanks to Zen and thanks to, just living life and having experiences and learning and growing and accepting other people's knowledge and wisdom, in the moment after my first instinct of seeing the glass is half empty, I can see it half full. So what does it matter which version I see first? If anything, in Zen, what matters is that you see a version instead of the truth. You see it as half empty or half full instead of just being what it is, which is only this. Dendi said, Ronan Pawn, I think our suffering is seated deeper than you stated just right now. We act as a deeply traumatized species. Trump is president. We are a raped 5-year-old as a species, says Dendi. It is what it is, to turn that phrase, However we get to where we are, here we are. This is it. And we need all of the tools in the toolbox to make it better, but probably the most important tool that we can have is compassion for everyone around us. Because as much as I will rail about, the rich man who's keeping the proletariat down, the class war that needs to come, and light your Molotovs and stuff like that, I am not empty of compassion for, that person who has gone so far off the rails. Because you don't get that far off of the rails without help from everyone else. So, have your compassion. First and foremost, and whatever the situation is, it's what it is, whether it's logical or not, and whether it's what we'd like it to be or not, it is what it is. Germasian said some time ago, to start a journey, you must take the first step. That's true. There's a book that I've mentioned before that I've never read, but my Zen master talked about. I've gone looking for it too and never been able to find it, but it was a book from like a journalist who decided to investigate depression, and he basically he went to a clinic, to a therapist, to a psychologist, wherever. He went to some doctors and he said, I want you to test me for depression. And they tested him for depression in all the ways that they could, and said, clean bill of health, you're not depressed. He said, thank you. Then he went home and he thought horrible thoughts for 3 days straight. He just continually, instead of sitting in meditation and focusing on your breath, he was basically sitting in meditation, not necessarily in meditation, lotus blossom, but he was basically doing the same thing. He was focusing all of his mind's energy on what a horrible person he was, all the bad things that he'd done, all the people that he'd hurt, all the things that had happened, all the bad things that had happened to him, everything bad that he could think, he focused on that for 3 days. And then he went back to the clinic and said, I want you to test me for depression. And they actually committed him right there. They removed him of his freedom as a human being because in 3 days of thinking every horrible thought that he could about himself and not letting up and just trying to view the world as everything is my fault, I am the worst person, I shouldn't exist. In just 72 hours of putting all of his effort toward that, he had made himself suicidally depressed to the point where the doctors could not legally let him leave the facility under his own capacity because they would be responsible for if he committed suicide later, because they knew how depressed he was. He was committed and held, and he was clinically depressed and in the custody of those doctors and of that clinic for, I'm not sure, actually. I want to say like 3 months or something like that. Maybe more. But he was there for months. And trying to dig himself out. It took 72 hours of thinking bad thoughts to dig himself down. And trying to dig himself back out took months for him to get to the point where he had the strength, which is really, from my own experience, is just like a luck of the draw, random day. You have the physical and the emotional strength on that particular day when you don't usually, to say, God damn it, I'm getting out of this bed. I don't care. It's going to hurt. I don't want to do it. I'm going to get out of this bed. And you get out of the bed, and he threw open the window blinds that he'd kept drawn because he didn't want to see the light of day because it just hurt his eyes, and he was, clinically depressed. Threw open the blinds, and it hurt. And he didn't want it. And then he opened the door to his room, vented the air, and let it just be open to the hall, where people were walking by instead of keeping it closed like he was. And he swept up the floor, and he cleaned everything, all the dust off everything, and he rearranged everything in the room, and he put all of his clothes, he refolded them and just cleaned the whole room and made his bed and all of those things. And he, manifested this massive heave of effort to try and turn the boat around. And he was able to drag himself out of depression with the help of all of the people in that clinic who were trying to, help him come back from the depression that he'd put himself in. But it took months, and it took a little bit of fortune, too, of just that one right day where it's like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. And he started, and he managed to twist himself out of it. Now, that is a story that I don't like it for its, you can do it, just pull up your bootstraps mentality of it. I like it for the fact that it points out that it took 3 days to drive a healthy-minded human being to suicidal depression. 3 days of bad thoughts, bad thinking, of hating yourself. That's all it took. And then it took that same person months at least, if not years, because I don't recall, but it was definitely months to reverse that process. That's what you're warring against. The hill is easier to slide down than it is to climb back up. And we should all acknowledge that, especially, those of us who are at the bottom of that hill. Acknowledge, where you are is fair, and is it hard? Yeah, it's fucking hard. It's fucking hard. It's gonna be hard. It is hard. It's okay. It's okay to be tired at the bottom of that hill and looking up at it and going, I don't want to do this. And it's okay to not start that climb until that fortunate day, It's going to take that, and it's going to take the help of others, too. Reach out. And the thing is, when you reach out, you are, sadly, likely to find that the people who you reach out to are assholes. That they are people who don't get it, don't understand it, and don't know how to deal with it, that they won't know how to, speak to you and address your concerns and not make you feel worse, You're going to find a majority of people who want to fix you, like I was saying, with, you know, physics and, you know, duct tape and they're going to try and patch you up the way that they would if you had a broken bone. And they're not going to treat you the way that you need to be treated. They're not going to have that same logic for the logic of your emotions, or for the logic of depression. How would you want to be spoken to in this moment if you were in their shoes? That isn't going to come up. So, like, reach out. It's important that you reach out. And whoever you find, and it's probably going to be someone who's just an asshole, the important thing is that you reached out. It's not what you get back from them. Because you reaching out is you showing your strength to you, you know? It's a weakness to try and do everything yourself, which is how I've always been. I've been, by nature or nurture, very much nurture. I'm a loner. I'm a rebel, Dottie. And I recognize that that's a weakness, you know? There's strength to it as well. There's two sides to every coin. But to me, I know the strength of it. The strength is common. But I rarely ever flip that coin and, you know, reach out to other people. So for me, manifesting that strength, manifesting true strength, isn't doing the easy thing of, you know, manning up and, you know, walking the path alone. For me, it shows the most strength when I ask for help, because it's so out of my wheelhouse. And I guess that's all I can tell you, is that, like, it's important to reach out. It's important to, like, manifest the vulnerability and let people know where you are and that kind of thing. And it's also important, you know, while you're doing that, to recognize that the person you're talking to probably isn't going to get it. And they're probably not going to be that helpful to you. So reach out, but reach out for you. You know, reach out because it makes you stronger. Reach out and then have compassion for the person who you're reaching out to. That they don't get it, that they don't understand. And, you know, be thankful that they don't understand. Because if they did understand, then that means that they'd be where you are, suffering what you are. You know, that they'd walked that path. So he became manic depressive then. Analogies like that are so stupid. Hills are easy. Never met a hill I couldn't climb. I'm good at hills. Mate, I've climbed Arthur's Seat. That's one hell of a hill. I'm not British enough to get that reference as May Short Exelbirth. Just saying, it's an easier slide down than it is the climb up. See, I'm not British. I'm glad that you guys are just talking stupid stuff in chat now. It's a good sign. Just be idly chatting instead of, you know, shouting. Nobody ever told... So them, says Dundee, nobody ever told you it was going to be easy. Me, yeah, but I would suggest thee try a little harder in the future to clarify how fucking hard it actually is. I like that, Dundee. Nobody ever said it was going to be easy. Yeah, but, you know, the advertising didn't mention this level of difficulty either. Like, there is such a thing as a lie of omission, motherfucker. I'd rather climb a hill than deal with people. Right, well, that's your hill. See, I don't... Alright. Here's what a metaphor is. People are complex, need navigation and delicacy, says Hologram One. Exactly. And, you know, where you lack it for them, they lack it for you as well. You know? And that's the problem. And it's like... I think the solution just starts at acknowledging that. It starts at acknowledging that, you know, we are different beasts. We are different people. There are people whom understand me more than other people understand me. And that's the way for everyone. That is the way for everyone. I think all you can do is really start from that point of like, yeah, if you truly get me, then, you know, let's have babies, because most people aren't going to truly get me, and I'm not truly going to get other people. But we can strive to. We can strive to understand. We can strive to have compassion. And in the effort, we get better. We get better. Like, there's no... Something that I think people miss about, like, getting better at things in general, learning how to do something, is that just by trying, you get better. That's what goes on there. It's not about, like, succeeding. No. How many fucking cluster truck runs do I have to put in? Over and over and over again? How many failures and failures and failures, amassed on failures, do I have to put in? It's just the act of trying makes you better. The effort itself changes the behavior. People think the mind leads the body. We think something and then we do it. We make our decisions. We have our opinions and then we go forward in the world. That's not true. The body leads the mind. What we choose to do with our bodies changes the way that we think. What we choose to train with our bodies changes what memories are stored in our minds. There's no shouting because all the cunts that needed shouting have all left. Metaphors are stupid. I'm a bit too far on the autistic spectrum to understand them well. Alright, so similes. No, I'm kidding. I'm still here. You can shout at me, says Bears. Fuck you, Lane. Lane is still here. Oh, I blocked him. If Pawn plays enough clustered fuck, one day we might see him at an AGDQ, says Bears. That would be fun. You'd only see me there once, though, is the thing. You know, if they let me in there, I'm sure that I would do or say something or just be the kind of personality that they'd go, okay, thanks for coming out. Banned. He is banned. Can't come back. That was great. I mean, here's the thing with GDQ. You know, a lot of people have called them out, mostly like red-pilled, you know, the people who call you a, what is it, a cuck. I'm trying to think of the other thing, the, you know, tulip, snowflake, cuck. It's usually those people who call out AGDQ because, you know, for being, like, all politically correct because, you know, they have gay people on the show, and they have transgender people on the show. So, you know, they're a bunch of snowflake, tulips, whatever, the, you know, Neo take the red pill. They're a bunch of, you know, cucks is what they are. GDQ, you'll hear that out there. But, and I disagree with that, but I do actually feel that GDQ does have a stick wedged way up their ass. It's a reasonable stick. It's wedged up their ass because, you know, they're trying to foster an environment where everyone can participate, and it's video games, and we want this to be, you know, open to children viewership and all that kind of a thing. But I do feel like, you know, if you just bring up certain topics, certainly you cannot cuss, and if you just bring up certain topics, they're going to be like, not sure about that person. Even though in, you know, behind the scenes and stuff, they'd be all... I'm sure they'd all be laughing at what you were making jokes about. So it's reasonable, but it is also a little bit of like, I'd like to see a GDQ, since, you know, GDQ is a charity event, I'd like to see a GDQ that was for adults, since children don't usually have money to give to charities, don't usually have electronic means of payment anyway. So I would like to see one where nobody was too shy to just, you know, be themselves, without having to put a filter on it just in case, you know, someone's 7-year-old got offended. But that's just me, and I have compassion for those people who have to decide how a GDQ, you know, what the rules are going to be. I doubt GDQ would stream a cluster truck, though. Yeah, I doubt it, too. It's just not a very good game to stream. However, I do actually have an idea for CDQ. Cluster truck done quick. I have an idea for like a whole, you know, our own conference that would be like a week long for cluster truck speedrunning that would invite anyone who wanted to participate, sign up, and you can run any of the categories and any of the levels. And, you know, it would be like a Twitch-wide event where everybody could live stream on their own channels throughout the week, while choosing to give a certain percentage of all of the cheers that they received during that week to the same charity at the end of the week. So you'd sign up, you'd sign on for that, you'd get the promotion of being part of CDQ in exchange of it. But even if you didn't, you know, if you have the money, you know, my problem is that I might not be able to do CDQ. And I'm the guy who's thinking of it. If you have the money, then, you know, it's for charity. So it's a good thing. You can participate as part of CDQ, and then at the end of, like, the week, there would be a down day, and then the last day would be, we'd have, like, a central show where we'd show off the best segments and the top runs that came in, and acknowledge everyone in all the different categories that we could dream up for Cluster Truck, from ILs to segmented runs to full game runs, from no abilities to any percent to Twitch enabled, because, you know, there's a Twitch integration with Cluster Truck. So we could have all these different categories, and you could participate in any and all of them, and everybody would be recognized at the end, and we'd show off some of the coolest clips that people got from their live streams, you know, do a little bit of editing on, like, day 6. You'd have the event for... I've got a very specific idea about this for a CDQ. But I have to get good first. I gotta get good. And the way you get good is by practicing. So maybe we'll play some Cluster Truck on this live stream. Since we've been here for, I think, the better portion of an hour and a half. How long has it been going? Yeah, it's 1 hour, 26 minutes, and 17 seconds. We need to take a live stream break. This one will probably be longer than 7 minutes, because I need to use the little boys' drop a deuce room. The ironic thing is that they themselves are being snowflakes, while the bands are just GDQ going, yeah, we're not going to deal with your snowflakeism. That's true, too, Major Exelworth. I love that, like, the argument from that sort of bigoted, misogynist, and or, you know, racist perspective that you hear about people shouting at shouting at various entities, including GDQ, about, you know, come on, snowflakes, like, you can't deal with a little bit of, you know, somebody else's opinion. That's exactly what you're doing, right? Like, why do you feel the need to shout so loudly and get together and, you know, these different channels making, like, angry YouTube videos about it? Like, you're doing the exact same fucking thing, right? You need to shout about someone else's opinion, sometimes that you've invented in your own head, too, by the way. You need to shout about it and fight back against it, instead of just being able to accept it. Well, part of your argument is, why don't you people just accept other people's opinions? Like, the criticism is fun because, you know, you might as well be criticizing yourself. The fuck is manganese? All right. We're going to take a live stream break. When we come back from the break, maybe we'll play a game on this live stream. We shall see. Back in a little over 7 minutes. Pawn. Not out.
Rainbow lit by my window, rainbow singing at my door, and the Georgia pines and dandelions are bobbing in the careless summer breeze. Sunshine skipping on the sidewalk, sunshine not as bright as you. When you shattered free, you blinded me, and now I'm seeing stars around my head. And it's all I know. You're the afterglow that never fades. Tadpole squiggle in the water, tadpole dancing toward the lights, from a pollywog into a frog in 20 seconds flat. Well, how about that? Mayfly skimming on the water, mayfly only for the day. And if love is just a fleeting whim, then why is it you never dimmed away? fades. After all these years of living in your shadow, after all these years of bathing in your light, the only thing I know is you're the afterglow that never fades. My love, brighter than a diamond. My love, shining like the sun. But I never try to close my eyes. I never want to hide you in the dark. Oh, and it's all I know. You're the afterglow that never fades. Oh, and it's all I know. You're the afterglow. So just take it
Hello, I am the Ronin Pawn, and welcome back to twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn livestream on twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn. I'm not late because I said I'd be late, and therefore I'm not late. And by the way, if you're on the road somewhere and you're going to be late and you know it, you know, phone call. Hands free. Now, don't say, okay, Google, call so-and-so. Or text message. You can do that with your voice too these days. If you're gonna be late and you know you're gonna be late, just tell them that you're late and then you're not late anymore. Easy. Helps people out. Makes them feel a little bit better about you, doesn't it? Real programmers start counting from 0, said Nobot. Okay, yes they do. Is Nobot voting that we play 7 billion humans for the live stream? Welcome back. We've been talking about depression and about compassion. Having compassion for people who are in the, mire of depression, because it is a mire. It is something very difficult to go through, and logic does not, fix it. So just manifest your compassion, understand, be the shoulder to cry on, be the person, the ear to just hear and accept and acknowledge and be like, yeah, and offer help. Ask them if there's anything you can do. Don't try and don't put it onto them. That's another, I guess, now I'm being very specific, but it's so much better to have someone ask, is there something that I could do to help you? And if they say, no, I don't think so, you can even press a little bit. No, really, seriously. Like, is there something that I can do? Take a little time out of my life to do something to make it easier on you? Is there something that I can, I can make a run for you? I can something. Just show that you care. As opposed to the alternative, which seems to be the easiest thing for many of us to do, which is to say, well, have you tried X or Y? Because then what you're doing there, without necessarily intending it, is blaming the person, and you may say, that's not what I'm doing, but that's how they're going to hear it. And if you just manifest that compassion, that understanding, it's going to help the both of you. It's going to help your relationship in general. Please don't lead with, well, have you tried this? Because it's just so, either I have tried that or I haven't tried that. In either, even if, like, your suggestion is a good idea that I haven't had before, just the way that you framed it is going to make it that much harder for me to come to. Be careful with your words when you're dealing with someone who's already on an edge, who's already in a quagmire, is the best I think I can say. I said get help, and you're all, but that's insensitive, says Versuit Lane. See, that's exactly, wow, that's exactly what I was talking about, is the way that you frame your words, I've been talking for an hour and a half. I'm sure I've been insensitive to someone. Sorry for that. Anyone here who feels that I've been insensitive to them? Because, I know I know what I'm talking about, and I'm trying to be careful with my words because I know how it can be heard. I know how it can, I know what it feels like to have someone throw it back at you that way, even though they don't know that they're throwing it back at you. You end up feeling like it's a criticism of you. You haven't done enough. Like, you need to do this. You need to solve it. Especially when you're finally getting to that point where it's like, I'm finally so bad that I'm breaking down my ego walls here, and I'm actually going to reach out and ask someone else for help, and then the help that they want to give is just to tell you to go do something for you. It's like, oh, thanks. Thanks, because it took me so long, it had to get so hard. I've been trying to, like, shelter the world from my troubles for so long, trying to just insulate and be like, you know what, it's my problem, they don't need to deal with it. I've been trying to protect everyone else from having to deal with my shit for so long, and it's finally gotten so bad that I'm finally reaching out and finally saying, I can't handle this alone, and the answer that I get back is, have you tried this? Which inherently is, why don't you go fix it yourself? It's disheartening. And whether it is logically how it should be heard or not, as human beings, we are not logical beings exclusively. We are not logical beings exclusively. We are also emotional beings, and emotion is just as important, is equally important as intellect. It is not a lesser thing. It is not a lesser thing. I'm talking to you, men. It's not a lesser thing. It's not something, wrong to be emotional. Oh, they're just emotional right now. I could very easily just say, oh, they're just being intellectual right now. They don't get it. They don't get the emotional, it's ignorance on one side or the other. It's the same thing. Both are equally valid. Both contribute to your total experience of existing. And if you care for one and not the other at all, you will have problems. And if you care for the people around you with exclusively your intellect or exclusively your emotion, you won't be doing the best that you could for them. Yeah. If you're going to be playing a game, Pawn, are you going to be fixing that green screen? Would you like me to? I could fix it. Doesn't take that much effort. Plus, you get to look at my butt while I do. Here, I'll just put this back on. It actually does take a fair bit of effort, doesn't it? Jermation cheered 500. I couldn't hear the music while I was dancing around there. It was only in the headphones. So I didn't hear your cheer either. Thank you, Jermation. Work all of your cares away down at Pawn and Rock. Work your cares away. Worries for another day. Something, something gay. Down in Fraggle Rock. Let's all get gay. Down in Fraggle Rock. Down in Fraggle Rock. Well, I'm sure this is cheering later up some. Might cheer up more if there was some slow clothing removal during the dance, though. And maybe a pink wig, said Bear Suitley. I would like to just play more Cluster Truck, obviously. Do I have the permission of chat to just play some more Cluster Truck? Because the other two that I would consider right now are Big Pharma, just because Later always wants it so goddamn bad. I don't want to play, I'm not in the mind to play that anymore. Or 7 Billion Humans, because we want to finish it at some point, and I feel like it's probably 2 live streams away from finishing 7 Billion Humans, because the challenges are very difficult now. No, but do it anyway, says Bearsuit Lane. I don't have the permission of chat to play Cluster Truck, but do it anyway. That's exactly the kind of permission I'm looking for, which is any permission whatsoever. Is that still correct? Yes, it is. Permission? Questionable. So let me get my, I did actually make that smaller. Oops. Get my live splits, my live split up. There we go. And if we go over to the other scene, you know, the one where we play games on this gaming platform about gaming, where we game. and we open up Cluster Truck, I have... Did you guys see my video today? I edited and posted a video to the Ronin Pawn channel last night. Jermacian ice creaming Kerbal Space Program on update 1.6. First impression? My first impression is I didn't play it. You'd like to see me give it a go. I saw in the Discord you mentioning it. I don't know. I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. Ooh, hang on. Before I go any further, live split, I need you to just, like, be on the bottom. It keeps changing size on me, or it did, and I needed to update it. There, now it's on the bottom. Yeah, I don't know, you know? I have such an animus relationship with Kerbal Space Program at this point. It's just been nice to not even think about it for a very long time. It would be curious to go back and see what they've done, but I don't know what my expectations would be. What I would find, or... I just... I hesitate because I feel like I wouldn't enjoy it, and then I'd just be, you know, dragging y'all along on my... I'm not enjoying this because I burned out on this long ago experience, and then it's doubly bad because it's not just, well, I played something, I didn't like it that much, that's fine, but it's also, you know, I played something, I didn't like it that much, and I dragged everybody else along with me for the experience. I don't know. I just don't know what to do about that. And that's fine. That's part of your emotional experience, your illogical, irrational experience. Do a bit of Cluster Truck, do a bit of BP, and then vape. What's the BP? Barapuana? Do the Barapuana? Not much has changed, to be honest. There's a vanilla Delta V calculator. That's a huge improvement, and some parts have some new paint jobs. This is Parachute Lane. I always thought they needed a, you know, built-in Delta V calculator and an in-game map, you know, they could have improved sort of the gameplay generally, especially of people first coming to the game, but of everyone, just in general. If you were, if as you went through the campaign, and as you did the various, you know, random missions, some of them random and some of them not random, you unlocked more and more information about the solar system, and that included, like, map data about how much Delta V you need to get to a place, how much you need to, you know, get into orbit, and then once you went and got into orbit there, then it would be like, based on our, you know, orbit, we've updated our projections based on orbit and based on measurements of the gravitational force and blah, 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 and now you know how much you'll probably need in order to land. And it would give you that sense of progression in the game that's lacking because it's mainly just a sandbox. And it's a very cheap, like, thing to build in, you know, to build in that progression. We just have a map of the solar system, which would be neat. I mean, they already have a map of the solar system, and then just give you information overlaid onto that map that you unlock by playing the game, and you get the sense of reward and progression, and yeah. And it makes the whole thing easier, instead of for new players just having to guess how much Delta V it takes to get to a place, and, you know, that kind of a thing. Thinking about Kerbal Space Program, good God. It's no longer squads, says Jermacian. Oh. Reason to go back to KSP, see if the new devs managed to make it a pawn-approved game, and consider whether or not it's worth returning to based on that. Oh, BP is Big Pharma. Okay. Don't get me wrong, I've wanted a vanilla Delta V calculator for years, but still not game-changing, says Bearsuit. It's a step in the right direction. And the ability to build your own stories or something, right? Wasn't that one of the patches from a bit ago? Build your own, like, missions and things like that, and be able to distribute them. Sort of allows people to create the sense of progression and story and arc that, you know, they never bothered to put in the... Let's play some Cluster Truck. Oh, shit. What? I didn't turn on the live split server before I opened Cluster Truck, which means... Oh, it's working. It's working. Okay. It's working. Back to the level select menu. Okay, so... Maybe it's after you start playing levels. I don't know. If I don't start the live split server that integrates with the mod for Cluster Truck beforehand, it tends not to work. Let's give World 1 a go in 3, 2, 1, go. I'm not that interested in actually running World 1 on a regular basis, because I've already got a pretty good time on it, and, you know, you just get to that point where it's like, is there a lot more that I can do here? And the answer seems to be no. I mean, there is, to put it in more consistently, and and be able to get that score down a little bit more, but I've just got so much more room on the other levels that, where I really need improvement, and I've got, like, minutes to scrape off, whereas this one is, like, seconds. Oh, shoot, that's not how you usually run that one, nope. And you say you don't need. I never said that I don't need practice on these levels. I never said that. 5-1-6 now. In front of you. Nice pop there. Hit the backs of these and then try and pop up and over, but if you don't, make sure that you favor the right side, because that wall's going to be falling apart as you go. Short hop here to the fronts of these so that I can do that. Whoa! Whoa! Beautiful. 1-7. 1-8 is just a bunch of short hops that don't really employ any speedrunnery tactics until you get to here. Oh, wow. I usually make that jump without any trouble. This one, does the truck survive? It did. Oh, but I didn't. Okay, different hit here. That was a different hit. Come on. Come on. Yep. In the goal. So far a deathless run. Can we finish it? Can we finish it? We can't. I screwed it up. I screwed it up. I mean, I don't know that I'd say I screwed it up as much as it's a really hard jump to make. This to that. And then you're in. And that's a 1:57.57. That is a sub-2 time, even when I fuck up and get some bad luck and stuff like that. That's why I don't spend that much time running the old World 1 these days, because it seems like I can put in a sub-2 on World 1, you know, 50% of the time, maybe. It can be improved, but there's so much more that needs improved, for example, in World 2, which is where we're going immediately. And we will actually try and run for a new best time on World 2. We're very close. We're very close to being able to do this. The big problems are World 1, or Level 1 of World 2, so 2-1 and 2-10 are the big problems. And there's a lot of inconsistency in the middle, too, that needs to be addressed, but I feel like the big problems are 2-1 and 2-10, and I've gotten a lot better at them in recent past, so we're getting there. Yeah, there's a mission creator player in KSP now. I never really touched it, says Major Degselbruth. Hell, the vanilla missions are kind of stupid from my experience. Yeah. I mean, it's just such a good opportunity. There was always such a good opportunity to, like, tell the story of space flight in that game, and to do, like, you know, the missions in an order where you send a probe to Duna first, and you know, you orbit Duna, and then you send a probe to Duna again, but this time this one's to land, and then by landing it, now you've got the information that you need from the probe in order to send a manned mission to Duna and land on that. And you could just, like, you could build a sense of progression in the game that they tried, but I would say they just kind of failed. It's not that good. Their mission generator in the game, it was never that good. It's nice that it generates a bunch of random stuff that you can go off and do on your own, but the, you know, set missions could have had so much more of a progressing story arc to them, and all it is like, all of the features are there, just build it in and change the way that the user interacts with the game, your user interface, your release of information in-game, to put the focus there, so that the player really has a goal to go for. And if they don't want to go for that goal, they can do whatever they want in whatever order they want to, and things will unlock whenever they do, and they can do whatever they want from within the career mode. But it would be there, and it would be something strong and interesting, as well as a guiding hand for new players, tutorializing them on how to move through the levels. Dramaticine Ice Creams, we missed Houston. We all missed Houston. I think he'll be back soon. I hope he'll be back soon. But not today. In 3, 2, 1, go. Are we running? We're running. Okay. So, hit. There you go. Okay, but I want to start it from back here. And I want to stop on this. And then I'm going to go. Yes. And then you. And into the goal. Boom. It's a nice 2-1. A very nice 2-1. Faster than our usual. Shoot. You did it wrong. I have been doing it wrong a lot, haven't I? Yes, you're supposed to take the long jump to there, and then straight to the front, and then go to these, and then stop here, look for your way under. Ooh. You just kind of, damn it, you did it again. I have a natural tendency to do that one wrong. But I do have a good backup strat, and that's it. We have to restart, don't we? Yes, we do. I also need to get more comfortable in my seat. Okay, guys, stop there. To push up the sleeves a little bit, get more comfortable in my seat. Wasn't feeling right, you know, in my positions. So yeah, that's good. Maybe. We'll see. So back to here, and we'll restart from World 2. And we'll do the harder of the worlds again. Okay? Nope, I can work with it. Can you, though? I can. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I've gotten very good at that. Since I put in the right strafe, you fucked it up again, Pawn. It's okay, the backup strat will get me there. As long as there's a truck on the other side to land to. I did it again. Don't do it. Don't do it, Pawn. You just keep throwing it away to your natural tendency to do it one way, and that's not the good way. I can actually just wait here. Okay, this is your last chance, and then you gotta reset again. I really shouldn't even be taking this chance. And then to you can just ride straight under and then go to the goal. There we go. 2-3 now. 2-3 is also one that has way too much randomness and variability for my tastes. Oh, damn it. I went for it, because we're already 9 seconds behind, so I decided to go for it. Yep, we're restarting. We're restarting. I don't want to waste my time running on runs where I've given up that much time. In 3, 2, 1, go. So back into this one. Okay. That's not the usual method. It worked. So quit your bitching. Okay. Okay. Oh. Nope. Nope. Go. It's my first fail in 3 attempts. Oop, 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 oop. As you say that, then you go and mess everything up again. There we go. Get on the back of this one. That looks... something looks convertible. It's a nice cluster of trucks. There we go. 2 1s in. I got the big jump this time. I didn't fuck that one up. And then to you. Oh! Oh! And go forward. Stop on you. Go over. And boom, straight through into 2-2. That's the way you want to start this level. And then get to the outside. Generate some speed. Look ahead for the one that you can climb like that. Perfect. Land you. And that's a 2-3 rather. 2-3. Okay. Okay. Now the this. Beautiful. Beautiful 2-4. 2-5. 2-5. 2-2-4? I don't know. Okay. Stop here. Then pick a jump. Oh, oh, oh. Ah. Yeah. It's a hard conversion. It's a hard conversion there. Boom, a little bit of speed just to run to the front a little bit faster. From here, stop it. Touchdown, pick your spot. I don't know that I could make it all the way to this guy. Oh! And we have to reset. We don't, Pawn. You're still running. No, we're gonna reset. We're gonna reset. We're gonna reset. Because it's just... I need to focus on putting in a deathless run here. We're so good at so much that's going on. Now, that leaving that random variability in there. We're running? We're running. It's just a waste. My time, your time, everybody's time. I can't abide a waste of time. God damn it, Pawn. What? Did I get excited? I think you might have gotten excited, Pawn. Because you're missing them. and you're taking the stupid risks like that. I fell between the two of them, and then instead of responding the way that I should have, I responded the way that I did. Okay. Yep, can get to these two. Which gets me up here! Oh! Wow, okay. No, that was just perfectly to plan. I got the right jump onto 2-2. To you, stop here, push forward. I'll just ride you. Ride you until about here. Yes, sir, that's a 2-2 in. And 2-3. Try not and get in my way, 2-3. Oh, shit. Alright, we can run this one a couple of times. Because it's very variable. It's very variable? Very variable. So, I don't punish myself for fucking that up. I wouldn't punish myself for fucking this up either, because this is very tricky with the trucks and the way that they move. And then everything that you gotta dodge, also. Yeah. Go up and over, pick your landing, pick your landing, pick your landing. God damn it. Those trucks were picking up speed as I was coming at them. And I was not ready for it. Hello, hello. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal. Shoot. I lost all of my good time that I built up. Wow. Wow. Alright, run it, run it, run it, run it. 2-4, now 2-5. 2-5, I only really give myself like 2 fails on this one. You are allowed 2 fails. God. That little conversion right there is so tricky. There's like the tear line or something between the 2 sections once they go underneath that log. It bounces them around so that right when I'm trying to connect with them, they are being like shoved to the right all of a sudden out of my way. Seems to be it's my experience every friggin' time. Okay, we're well slower now. 20-some seconds off of time, and I'm still dying. So, is this gonna be a great run? Probably not. But, could be. You never know. I've got so much time that can be shaved off of this, now we have to kill it. Now we have to kill it. That's too many deaths on that one. I've got a sense of how many deaths I can kill it on. In 3, 2, 1, go. How many deaths I'm willing to take. And that's like 0 here. 0 on this stage, because, you know, we are shit. 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 We're right at the beginning of the run, so there's no reason to put extra death times on. Oh, okay. No, that's how I meant to do that. Okay, now get up, land it. Yep. Oh, Jesus Christ. So I won't take any deaths there. I will take up to 2 deaths here because of, you know, circumstances like that. Okay, just go under. Oh, come on, though. Okay. This is your last possible death that you allow yourself, Mr. Quan. I know. Oh! Okay, there we go. Now on to 2-3. 2-3, I'll give myself, I don't know, 2 or 3. Depends. Shoot. Yep, managed to pull it back. Managed to pull it back. That's 2-3 in. This one, I don't know, 5. And it's not about, like, the generic difficulty of the level. It's not necessarily that hard to do. It's just, I got so much inconsistency in that run that I need to run it more. Oh! Okay, see that? See that? See that guy who just suddenly swept off, like, in a way that a truck couldn't possibly move? That's what I am talking about when I am talking about things. Okay, this is the last one, last death that I'll take on this level, that I'm willing to take on this level. Stop here, move to the front of one of these, pick the next truck, and then go to goal. Go to goal, go to goal. There we go. This one, I'm willing to take 2 deaths. There's 1. That's not how I do it, and that's the reason why I don't do it that way. So, back to the level select, and we start again on 2-2. I'm really happy that there's so much consistency now in this level. There is so much more consistency to my method through this section of the game than there used to be, than there ever was before. Yeah. Oh, I've got methods, and it has everything to do with getting that right strafe jump in. You know, once I learned how to do this with some constancy, god damn it. It made this level 1,000% more doable. Go on this one. Yes, we can make it to there. And then I shouldn't have risked it. The problem is, like, psychologically, the temptation to risk it. Because you know that you can just reset, so why not take the longest one? But I'm trying to train myself specifically to be able to run this game in full at some point, and that means, you know, training for safe strats. Safer strats are better. I'm gonna go up and over because that's safer. Apparently, I did bump my noggin on that last one. Missed clicking next a couple of times there. Okay, pay attention, Vaughn. I know you like to commentate, but... Shit. Okay, I'm gonna take one more death on this level, because that first death was so quick. Yeah, and that's that. That's the end of that one. Even though I'm still running ahead of PB, you know? I know that I'm running ahead of PB, but our PB is 3 minutes and 23 seconds. We've got to do better than that. Go. And all it really takes is for me to put in, you know, a somewhat, not even a deathless run, just a better run. You know, fewer deaths, a lot fewer deaths. Oh! 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 He's still alive! Now he's dead. Okay, I get one more death on this level, and then we have to reset. Them's the rules that I made up for myself. Okay, that's one way to do it. A little bit unsafe, but it gets in, then it gets in. 2, 3. From you, to you, to you, and that's in. It's sort of the backup strat. You're just hoping for like a nice giant kick. But if you don't get it, there's always the backup strategy. Yeah, I saw that there was a big gap there that I didn't want to have to deal with. And it's faster to just ride it out into the end than it is to die trying for a jump that doesn't look like you can get it. Okay, who's gonna live? Who's gonna be my ride? Oh, what a waste. What an awful, horrible, terrible, nasty, despicable, disgusting waste. And that's it, we gotta reset again. What a horrible, nasty, awful things, and we reset again. The Pawn Campaign slogan, fewer deaths. I promise and vow, under my administration, we will have fewer people murdered in the streets than under the Hologram 1 administration. Okay, now I'm laughing and missing my jumps. It's not a high goal, no. Exactly that hard to beat her levels. Well, oh, come on with you now. I'm sorry, I'm happy and smiling, that's all. Also, I haven't had my weed today. Oh, lovely. I'm just gonna... Nope. I'm just gonna go for it because they were in such a good middle position. Those trucks are rarely in such a good middle position. Wow. Wiggle your way through, huh? Yep. That's how we do. I think you... Straight to the goal. There you go. 2 ones in, finally. Now up and over to the middle one, and then boom, and... Good, I'm finally trained to do it the right way instead of the wrong way that gets me killed. I am still killing myself in other places, but, you know, at least that part's out. And then to you... Oh! Okay, that's a reset. that's another reset. This world, when we look at it in splits.io, is gonna have so many resets across all of the levels now. Oh, okay, yep. Go. Away. Into the wild blue yonder, here we go, over the sea. Yes! No! Dodging all of the trees. Okay, up and over to the right then. It's the other way you can do that. I actually kind of prefer it. It seems more consistent. Yeah. Nope. Yep. Come on. There you go. 2 3s in. Now 2 4. I think the best method that I've got for this is to slow down somewhere in the middle and then pick the remaining jumps. See how well it works? Slow down somewhere in here and then choose the last of your jumps. Jesus Christ, I hit that was... Thank you, game, for giving me that. I did not deserve it. You had every right to take it away from me. Okay, I think you get one more fail on this one. Stop. Go. Go. Yeah, okay. 2 5, now 2 6. Shoot. Shoot. Nope. 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 Okay, that's one more fail that I allow myself here. Oh, God, well then why are you doing this so wrongly? It's not my method. That is not how I usually do this. It's fine, you got through it. On to 2 7. Okay, now this is important that you get the little hop from this guy because it gives you the ups that you want in order to be able to pick that jump, and then once you're here, it's 98% a lock. Now 2 8, you can run this one like a madman. Okay, but you do have to slow down at some point. Oh, especially if no trucks exist. Now that's one death that I'm allowed to take here. Actually, too many deaths here. But look at me, you know, taking them anyway. God damn it. That's it. We're done with that one. Done with that run. It's the furthest we've gotten. We got to 2 8. Do it again. Do the whole thing again. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go, there's a 2-1 in. 2, make sure you take the... Okay, I missed the full jump, which means I'm gonna take it from back here. Okay, that's one of the 2 deaths you're allowed there. Land. Look ahead. Yeah, there's not much ahead. Okay, go from there. No. No. Restarting. Going it again. Going it again. Campaign promise broken. I promised fewer deaths. And look at all the deaths. God damn it. Okay. Into you. Up and over. Okay, that's not the way that I like to up and over, but it does actually work out for me because... Woot! Voot! Because voot. God damn it. It does work out for me if I miss that and take it a little bit later because that truck is further around the corner and I tend to convert the jump after it easier. From here, you know, there's almost always a truck to hit from there. Okay, that truck I landed on, but I hovered instead of, you know, making a connection and then jumping past it. Don't get locked into this loop farm. You know how to do this level, just slow down and do it. There you go. Nice. Nice, especially since they tried to pull out from underneath you. It almost feels as though there is, like, code in the game to try and, like, get the trucks to pull out from underneath you. Okay! Wow. Again, I mentioned this in the last live stream. I would love it if my runs were less impressive in that way and had more consistency. Yeah, being able to respawn and pull it back from the edge of the brink like that is all well and good, but wouldn't it be nice to do it in a nice, consistent manner instead? Okay, so, remember Pawn to just sort of stop somewhere around here. Yeah, fuck it. I'll use you as an up and over. And into the goal. 2-5. Another level that does not need a death on it, Pawn. You don't need to die here. But you're certainly auguring for a death, aren't you? I only get one more run of this one because it does not need a death. Just need to slow down. Oh! Oh! Jeebus. Jeebus Christmas. Okay. Now, remember how you do this one, Pawn. You go into the back of that truck, nose first. Like that. And that gets you up and over and puts you here, and then you take that little jump to that one, and then you get through. Now, 2-7. I got the little hop there that throws me off, but I can recover. Oh, I didn't recover. I can't recover. There's no recovery. I recovered. I love me. Okay. Shit! Shit! It did that thing. I know. There's a number of things that it can do, and it did one of them. Oh! Okay. Yep. And then to you, straight off the front of you and into the goal. 2-8s in, on to 2-9. Hey, this is as far as we've gotten in the run. I will allow myself 2 more deaths on this one. Just because it's as far as we've gotten on the run. Give me the big pop. Yes. It's safer. And into the goal there. 2 9s in, now 2-10. Come on, baby. Stop here. Give me a nice big... Okay. Okay. Yes. No, yes. 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 New PB. New PB. It's still not a sub 3, but new PB. Good Lord. We have a minute and 8 seconds that need taken off of that to get to my sum of best segments. But we celebrate the new personal best on 2-1. It also means that we get to move on to another world. Let's move on to World 3. A world that has been actually really consistent for me, except for 310. And bearing that in mind, before we start running it, let's go to 310. Okay? And let's just do 310 a number of times. And see if there's anything that I can do. That's the spot where we die. It's the spot where we always die. That's where the deaths start, anyway. This is all easy. It's in the bag. I got it almost every time. And then you got that. And I have tried to deal with that. Oops. Wow, I never die there. I've tried to deal with that. By what point? By stopping here, and then trying to pick my jump betters-ish. But this is just so inconsistent. And those last 4 obstacles are so close together, and not spaced to, you know, be good for any jumps, that trying to push through or slow down seem to both have the equal, like, death chance. And I am looking for something like this. I'm looking for anything that would give me a higher success rate from this point in the, because see how I can get here almost every time, right? So from there to there, and then back to you, and then those two are so close that you gotta jump back to go forward, and that's how I usually do it. But it's just so much little finessing jumps from that point. that it's really easy for me to, you know, for me to fuck it up. Very easy. Climax. Did one of us reach climax? I mean, I had a beer afterwards, so sure. So, yeah, that ain't it. That ain't it. Oh, and then you reset there. I've trained my fingers, like it's important if you're speedrunning to not waste time staring at the death screens and stuff. Ah. So as soon as I think I'm dead, my finger just jumps to the reset button. And sometimes I'm not dead. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's fine. I stop here. I go. No. See, and there's no consistency of the trucks up there either, because from here, they all start jamming up, so you're never quite sure. You're never quite sure whether trucks are going to be there, or where there might be one truck or another. You can't say for certain. See? There might be one, you know, doing a spin on top of all of the other trucks when you get there. It spins around and slaps you in the face. It could happen. It can happen to you, Mom. I'm only running this level over and over again to see if there's any, like, magic. By me just trying different things that I don't usually try, I'm looking for, is there something I can do? Alright, that's, you don't want to try the magic back here. You've got a good consistent run from here. Just, right, so don't do those things. Here, to here. Oh, shit on. Yep. Yep. Off the side here. Off the side there. Straight to you. Straight to you. Big long jump. Gets me all the way forward, and then I'm here. And this has been the, you know, method that I've been using until now. And it's fine as long as there are trucks there. When there aren't trucks there, or if I, you know, panic just the slightest little bit when I get to this point. Yeah. Yeah, if I'm out of sequence, that's the other thing. I always say if there are trucks there, but the other thing is if I'm out of, the timing of the level. Ice cream, there's magic everywhere at Christmas time, Pawn. Vomits and disgust at himself. One of us had to do it, thank you. I didn't want to be the one who had to vomit. It's also about the gate. The gate of the spinners here. These spinning wheels. Because there is that middle pillar, and it has everything to do with my timing, of whether I get there on time, which has everything to do with the positions of the trucks, and then right now I have to jump out a little bit to the right, and then... Yeah. That's just the usual method, though. And that's also the method that fails, like, 90, maybe 85% of the time. I fail to clear the level from here because of shit like this. Wow, there is a long floor to this level. Who wants to look upside down at the level? This is so neat the day that I figured out that you could actually turn your head all the way upside down. Never thought about it. Shoot, what are you doing? Oh, I'm here. I was at the end of the level. I'm like, what are you doing? This isn't the right route. Oh, well, you were at the end of the level, because I was talking. Forgot where I was. Darth Vader's Cheers 20. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. So say the F inside. Is what Darth Angelus said. I'm not just being depressive. He's being depressive. Come on through, come on through. There's no trucks ahead. So now that's one alternate method. And I'm just trying it to see if, I wonder, you know, it's experimentation. See if anything will connect for me by doing it this way instead of the other way. Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, something did connect for me. It was the obstacle connecting with my skull. That's what connected. See, now this is the perfect cycle. I can come right up here, I can do that, then I can go straight through there, then I can jump these, then I can go through this one, and boom, you're in. But that perfect cycle is so not what you usually get. Let's run the whole world now in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I'm gonna stay to the right, and then take the big jump to the left, and then boom, and then... Okay, what are you doing? Just, you know, getting you guys warmed up for the deaths, for the completely unnecessary, what the hell are you doing deaths that will come in this level. There's 3-1, 3-2. I'd like to have a little bit of a faster method for this one. I do actually now, since the last live stream, and it's to be here, and right when I'm past that Christmas tree, if I jump with the right strafe instead of the left strafe, I can get there, so that's a fraction of a bit, you know, faster. Darth Angel's cheering again. I'm dreaming of a white... Wait, no, Elvis. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the time may your veils glisten and your tears... What? I'm dreaming of a white Christmas because commercial entities shove that image at us so often I can't imagine anything else. Ooh, I put up 2 new PBs there. Okay, well that's a shame because I'm gonna reset. Yeah, save those. And back to the level select and go! So yeah, my methods are actually faster. I've been practicing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! That truck stubbed its little nosy on the ground. Screwed up. So there's a little stone there, apparently. That the front truck occasionally explodes on. Okay. 3-1 in. 3-2. Yeah. And just move over here, and then as soon as I think I'm past the tree enough to go it, try for it with the right strafe. Oh, yeah, got it. Okay, there's 3-2 in, 3-3. Just take the big hop, fall all the way to the bottom. The Delta V command still works. Oh, of course it does. Why wouldn't it, Paul? Okay, into the side of you, take that jump, turn around about here. Then go straight to the goal. There's 3-4 and 3-5. Wait, no, 3-5 is this one. And I still haven't perfectly nailed this. I still can't make this happen every time, which is what Hologram 1 was saying I needed to do. Because it should be just doable. Every single time. Muscle memory. Put it in. But I swear I'm hitting the spot. So now I'm just kind of experimenting to see if there's another method. Maybe the twist is important at the end there? I don't know. But it saves me like 20 seconds if I can actually get that to happen the first time. Okay, will you, yes. Yes, I will. No, I won't. This is a level where I should not take any deaths. Game kinda effed me over by giving me a whole bunch of grief right at the beginning of it, of the level. And from here, you wait until you think you can make it to the goal, and then you jump. 3-8 is one where you just need to generate speed. And then pray. Speed and prayer. This one I do expect to die, like, every other attempt. Yeah! I'm gonna go off to the edge just in case I don't make it. There's 3-8. Oh, they gave me the little hop, which throws off my timing. Yep, throws it off significantly. Okay. Come on. But this is your method. It's like that, and then just a little bit like that, and then you go over this, you go over these, and then you just stand here and you hoppity, hippity, hoppity, hoppity, Santa's on his way. 3 9s in, and now we're on to 3-10, and we've done all of that practice beforehand, so I'm sure we'll just put it right in on the first go without any problems. Yeah. And we're already past PB. I'm gonna try and finish it out just because I need... I don't know, do I need more practice here? Is practice of any benefit whatso-fucking-ever on this level? Because I got nothing, you know? If anyone can see in these circumstances where I'm dying, what I could have done differently. I mean, make that last connection, but honestly, does anyone think that last connection would have saved me, considering how close the next obstacle is? So I connect with that one in an urgent scenario where I'm just trying to save my life. And then I have to do some hops to try and push through, you know, the next 4 obstacles. Yeah, anybody think that would have worked? Great. So, we're going back to the beginning in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Yeah. I have a feeling there's a much faster way to do this. But that one is consistent anyway, so I do want to be training the consistent methods. And then over to here, just when I think I can run past and get that jump. Yep, 3-2, in the bag. Yeah! Darth Angel's cheering 20, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Society doesn't tolerate public release of emotions, no matter how healthy it is for you. Oh, fuck. You shouldn't be reading Darth Angelus's cheers while taking this jump in particular. There you go, out to that. Just turn it around, catch the inside, jump to the goal, there's 3-4. 3-5, Fawn. A little twist at the end? Trying to put the little twist in. Hey, I got it. Go! Christ. 3 times I gotta click next level. Alright, reset, because I failed the jump on it. Reset again. Oh, fuck. There you go. God, I got a method for that one, and it just didn't happen. Thank you for the hop I didn't ask for. It's a great game. I love it. I love it. I love you. You know, Barney loves us all. Go! I could have gone earlier, too. 3-8. Gotta slow down to that one, because there's no jump that you can connect with there. Make up some speed, and then... Oh, yeah, that's the one you just said. You can't do that there. Right. Some speed. Yeah! Not far enough. Okay. This is the last death that I can possibly take on this level. Probably can't even take this one. Yeah, and that's the end of that. Ooh, but I put up a new, gold on 3-7. Nice! Back to the level select. Boom, I'm gonna have to tell you yes, update my best times. Driving down our personal, our sum of best segments anyway. 3, 2, 1, go. That's gonna be a little slow because it took me a minute to get my hand onto the keyboard. And there's a goal. 3-2. Which is very simply landing on this. Very simply, he says. Can I get it from all the way back here? Yep. Okay. And then 3-3, pretty sure I could just take that jump from the first one. I'll experiment with that someday. Not during these runs, though. During the segment runs. Okay, from you to you. I am shocked at how consistent this is. I mean, you know, that I miss it like 50% of the time is friggin' amazing to me. It's not even 50 anymore. It's better than 50. Now get out here. That's not the spot. That was too low. I acknowledge that was too low. That, I thought, was the spot. That definitely is the spot. How do you know that one? Well, because it just gave me it. Shit. Shit. There we go. Okay. 3-6 is in. They gave me that little level load hop. It's fine. I expect it from you. Fuck you. This level does not need to take a death on it. And I don't need to be rushing it either, because once you get up to here, you have to wait. You have to wait before you can make the jump to the goal. Anyway. Ugh. Now this one, yeah, there's randomness. There's a lot of randomness. Give me that. All the way to the goal. All the way to the goal. All the way to the goal. Yes. 3-8 in. Ooh, okay. I can work with that. Can't work with that, though. Can work with that. Okay, got it. 1, 2, 3. And then speed forward and jump to the goal. And that's 3-9 in, and now we're at 3-10. Doing pretty well on the green, on the times and the greens. That was a 1 in every, 20 runs of this level will result in there being no trucks there kind of a moment. Okay, now stop. Yeah, good timing. Good timing. Good timing. Into the goal. New PB. New PB. Oh my god. We did it. On 3-1 on the Winter World. And it was just 2 attempts on the last level. Oh, and look at all those golds I put up. I was 10 seconds ahead on 3-4. Oh my god. We just drove our PB down to within 21 and some, or 22 seconds of the sum of my best segments, which we just updated on 4 levels on that run. Yes. Yes? Yes. Oh, and I see on Winter World they've given me a +0 in red. Thanks for being exactly as good as I've ever been for giving me a +0. Thanks, game. Maybe in thousandths of seconds, but shut up. Jermacian cheering 4.99. Yes. And Darth Angelus cheered 20. I wish it could be Christmas every day. Quoth Amazon. Oh, damn. Look at that. Also, why are ice creams coming across but cheers aren't? Because it's not communicating with Twitch anymore. It's communicating with our bot, but not with Twitch. I really need to go back to the overlay and write in a fail state, where if it doesn't connect with Twitch, then it will take the Twitch information from the bot, from Nobit, because it can. Nobit's providing it. I'm not listening to it because I thought it would be more consistent to take it from the horse's mouth. It's not, because Twitch likes to void my authentication token on a completely fucking random basis. Oh, thank you, Jermacian. I am just sitting here and basking in the glow of all this blue and green, all these golds and better times. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. Oh, that's my neighbor's Christmas lights and his burning electric meter. Oh, that's what it is. Cheers, Darth Angelus. Oh. Should we have another live stream break, come back and try another world? God, we finally did it, you know? Now, I have to assume the only real difference then, in that run, the only time loss. Did I take deaths before 3:10? I think I took a death on 3:5? I took a death on that one, the first of the rotatey levels, right? Didn't I? So that's just 2 deaths that would push us down by those 20 seconds to our sum of best segments. Wow. Let me clear my throat. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I'm watching me. Hang on. So, let's just go over to speedrun.com. Full game, no ability. Now, the full game world record holder HDDN here, on his record, the winter level that we just cleared, he put in a 2-minute, 15-second time on that level. And we just put in a 2:25, so we're 10 seconds slower than the world record holder, but that's while he was running the game in full. So he's using safe strats in order to push through. I mean, look at the forest level. He's putting in a 2-minute and 24-second time. What was the best, the new best? We put in like over 3 minute. But our sum of best is 2 minutes. It's 1:59. So this is not the best that can be done on these segments the way that I'm running them. This is what's, the best that has been done during a world record holding run of 24 minutes total. So if we go over to the level leaderboard and we go to Winter World, then we will see in the no ability category, HTDN holding the record as well, with a 1 minute 49 second time. So the time that he has actually put up in real life is 49, 11, 14 seconds faster than my sum of best segments. Than if I ran these worlds as good as I possibly can. The time that he has actually put up is that good for the way that we're running it. But as I say, I am more training to be able to run the full game than trying to put in these segments. I didn't want to encourage myself in what I'd been seeing as my my IL mentality, my individual level mentality. We were running individual levels for the top 100 ranks at the end, and we were doing that for so long I was looking for the fastest possible route, no matter how inconsistent it was. And I feel like if I kept trying that on the segments, I would just be moving further and further and further away from ever being able to actually put in a speedrun of the full game that was under less than an hour. So right now I'm training my segments to, you know, to be viable during a full game speed run of Cluster Truck. And once I am able to put in a good full game run of Cluster Truck, then maybe I'll go back and look for, you know, best segments. It's a weird way to do it, but it's how I'm doing it. Darth Angel's cheering 20. Do you hear what I hear? No, you don't hear those voices saying burn the place down, huh? You don't hear those? You don't hear the light your Molotovs and go? You must not be watching a Ronin Pawn stream on twitch.tv/RoninPawn. We'll have a live stream break. When we come back, we'll go on to the next level, I guess. We'll go on to World 4. After the Winter World, oh, it's the lasers. It's the lasers. In honor of Darth Angelus, if I can find one. I know I've got multiples of them, don't I? Who would it be by? I don't necessarily remember. I'm just having to scroll my list. I'm going to play a little bit of music while we go to the live stream break. Tell you what, we'll start off with a little bit of Kevin MacLeod, and then I'll find this in the interim. Darth Angelus, get ready to sing along after this song. We'll be back in 7 minutes. Pawn, not out. Hello, I am the Ronin Pawn, and welcome back to a twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn live stream on a twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn. It's a late night, early morning sort of a live stream because I didn't get up until a little after 7, I think. 7, something. In the PM, and I missed the live stream start. And I do apologize, but hey, I'm here, you're getting it. You can watch it on pawnlive.roninpawn.com on the VOD as soon as it's done if you missed it. Although if you missed it, you aren't seeing this, so you won't be able to know. And we need to set something up with, like, temporal, you know, recursions in order to communicate to people who missed the live stream. Or advertise. No, I'm against it. I'm against it. Let's see. Darth Angel's cheered another 20. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. I don't know that one. And immediately realized it was a bad idea for my cardiovascular system. Last Christmas, I gave... no, is that like one of the more modern ones? Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, and now, you know, come on in. What's that rapper who just released the console? It's like a Chinese knockoff console that's illegal to sell in the first place. He put his number. Grandma got run over by a reindeer, so we sued. Thank you, Darth Angel. All I want for Christmas is property. Okay. Yeah, I stole one from you, I'm sorry. We're moving on in Cluster Truck. What was I gonna say? Something about the nature of the universe? That probably wasn't important. We're going to move on to the laser world, because it's next on the list, and this world just kicks my ass a lot. Like, there's so much, I think, within the level that kicks my ass. Am I wrong about that? No, I'm not wrong about that, because our personal best on this level is 3 minutes and 1 second. So there's a lot to be scrubbed off of this one. Jermaine says the song is from the 80s. The one about Last Christmas I Gave You My Heart? I don't know. That one was Wham! Last Christmas by George Michael. Oh, okay. Yes, that would explain things, probably. In 3, 2, 1, go? No, stop it. Go back in here, and we'll start it from within the level. In 3, 2, 1, go. I'm from the 80s too, but I don't know the catalog of Wham. I'm ashamed to admit, but I'm not 1000% familiar with the works of Wham, but I am familiar with the works of Cluster Truck. Okay, this is a horrible way to be doing this level. This is a great level for strafe runs, and you're missing all of them, Pawn, and then you're catching the corner like that and losing your speed. None of this is... It's fine. It's great because we got through it. And on to 4-3. Oh, right. You can just tell from the tenor of my voice how much I love this level. It's just... There's no... I think my problem with it is that there's no way to cheat it. I mean, there are surely ways to cheat it, but none of them that I really have been good at. Oh, and we have to restart. We have to restart the whole level. Hang on, I need to get comfortable in my chair again. And realize I wasn't comfortable. There's a very specific Cluster Truck position. I learned it in yoga. In 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, we're running? We're running. And I'm not a big fan of, how starting this run goes, because this level is just, you know, what are you gonna do? Except for try desperately to survive it. Go. As the lasers come down at very random positions, and I have to hit the reset button over and over and over again. My method where I was trying to, like, develop some consistency here was to slow down and look forward and try and judge the lasers as sort of packs of lasers. Groupings of the laseriness. Okay. Maybe take a small pop? Just trying to keep the speed that I'm generating with those jumps, because you can skip a lot of the levels. Okay, back to this guy. Guy who stole it from us before. Thanks, guy. Okay. And with this level, my difficulty is that my right strafe is a little bit overpowered. It jumps further to the right than I think it's going to. And I over jump and then I can't correct. I try to overcorrect it and I just can't. Oh, damn it. A little bit of slowdown there. It's fine. 4-4. I'm never ready for this level, but it does announce itself rather, you know, visually once you get into it. And you just stop, pull back, and that's why I'm never ready for it, because I don't really have to be. 4-5. Aha. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes. Yes, indeed. Okay, this is the only other problem with this level, is that one pawn, and then from there, it's just smooth sailing. There's 2 laser beams that I need to avoid there. This guy, I still don't have a massively reproducible version of, and it has everything to do with this section right here, that I don't have a massively reproducible section for it because of how the trucks jam up in that tightest of the corridors that emerges. Stop it. In the middle of the level. Which is right here. See that tightness in the corridor there? And then, like, you just have to react to that, respond to it. If you slow down to it, it kills me, at least, just about as often as if I don't slow down to it. And then from here, very often, you find that you just have to sit and wait because there's no truck to convert to, because they all jammed up in that corridor. Now this one, I do have a method for, don't I? Yes, you do. It goes like this. Yeah! Yeah. That's one. I have another method, too, that I think might be better, but I haven't practiced it as much, so just kinda taking what I can get. Now this one you go over, the next one you just sit it, wait it, go under, and then jump past, and you can clear that level, get it out of your hair early, and then 4-10. Ooh, I saw some blue there. Okay, okay. Yep. This one, basically, the magic of the right strafe is either saves you or it doesn't, and we've already lost the level, but I need to run it. The PB's gone, but I need to run this, because what the fuck was that? Because I just got no method for it. The way that the trucks respond to your jumps means that method is not a thing that can be made. I don't know. Maybe it can. I have not been able to construct a method from this level. Except for from here, you take the right strafe, and that gets you around the corner. When it does. When it does, anyway. Now, sit these guys, and then right strafe, and right strafe, and just barely survive and clear out the level. Okay. So that's a 4-minute time, more or less, on that. So we go back and we run it again. It's another one of these worlds that ends with one that's just... I mean, most of them actually do end with a level that's really, really hard to put in with speedrunner strategies. But this one in particular has the trucks at angles where your usual jumps just don't work. I saw mommy kissing Santa. Is that how that one goes? I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus. No, it isn't, is it? Underneath the mistletoe last night. So I told Dad, and now they're separated. But hey, 2 Christmases. I like that one, Darth Angeles. In 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, back to the laser hell. Okay, that's safe to get through. That's okay. We got a nice clear through here, and then if I go to the right a little bit, yep, boom, there's 4-1. 4-2. You want to get all the strafey, runny, offy, jumpy poppies that you can giddy-do. And boom! Straight to the goal even though it's miles away. And 4-3. Oh, spooples! Yep. Yep. See, don't over-connect. See, I did it there. I did it there. And it's so little. It's so almost nothing on the right strafe that gets me over there. I honestly, whoa, shit. I honestly think I'd be better off not using the right strafe at all. To see how I overreact to it, and boom, we gotta go back and start the level over because of that level. 1, 2, okay. Yeah. Sure. Shit. Yeah, sure shit. Alright. We're running? We're running. Okay, wait. Go. 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 Go! No. No. Go. Okay, out to the left, slow it down. Nice, nice, nice and clear. Managed it. Okay, there's 4-1 in, 4-2, holy poople dooples. So you go super speed here? Yeah, nope. Didn't manage to get it. Hit. Okay. 4-2's in and back to 4-3. One that keeps stealing my runs from me. Yeah, I'm going to not use the right strafe until like here. Because I needed it. Okay, there you go, there's 4-3. Instead I was using the all strafe. I hold down all of the buttons so that the two strafes cancel each other out. Bam! Nice 4-4, 4-5. Just don't, you know, run straight headlong into the lasers. It is a worry. It is a concern. I've done it enough to not think that it's a given that I won't do it again. 4-5. Okay. Shoot. That little hop there might have put me out of sequence. Feels like it did. Feels like it did. Yep. Okay. Go to you, to you. This guy comes back, so don't worry about him too much. And then this is the last little niggle. And then, yep, there you go. 4-6 is in. 4-7, one of them that steals a lot of time from us on this run. Try and pop over the bulk of it. Take it, whoa, slow and deliberate. And then I accidentally got to jump off of a edge that I did not want. And it rushed me forward in ways that I also did not want. Oh, shit! Yes! 4-7's in. Jesus Christ. 4-8. This is not your method. No, it's not. But I can work it because I've done it so many times in so many wrong ways. I know all of the wrong ways to do it. You can do it all of the wrong ways that you could possibly want me to do something wrong. This is the one. No, you go over that one, not under. Fuck. Fuck you, brain. Goddamn fucking brain getting in my way. Isn't that always the way with your brain? Over, then under. Yeah, wow, that was dangerous. 4-9, and we're on to 5, and just because this level usually takes me to, you know, well, 3 attempts to clear, we actually still have a possibility of putting in a new PB. Ah, and it's gone. And it's gone. Yeah, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's gone. So back to the beginning to run the whole goddamn thing again. Thank you for the vote of confidence. Thank you for the vote of confidence. It was apparently misplaced, but 910 is just a fucking bastard, and I don't know what to do with it. We can run it a bit, just to like get a better sense. But the best I've been able to do is basically that. Like, that was an excellent run because it actually got me forward far enough to even continue the level. The way that the trucks move, the way that the jumps don't really work the way that they're supposed to. Did you see the way that all of that happened? Did you see? All I can think to do is basically cheese it to the front here, try to get up to these guys, and if I do, from there, it's a set of right strafe jumps that are just prey. They're just magic. They're just magic. There's nothing going on here but magic. From you, I can get to here, and then I can right strafe, and then all the trucks, they're going left, and then they're going right, and they're getting shoved around by the terrain, and there's just nothing. Come on, check my other last cheer before you get in trouble with Twitch and get sued for false advertising. Your category shows us Big Pharma on Twitch. Also, I'm off to bed. Good night. Thank you, Darth Thanos, for coming out. If I can smoke weed on Twitch, they ain't gonna come after me for mislisting the game. See? There was a truck there just a second ago, but the terrain's moving and it pushed the truck out from under it, and I went to land on it, and the moment that I went to land on it was the moment the game stole that truck away. It's just so fucking random. I have no idea what you would do. What you would do there, other than to succumb to the randomness and say, fuck it. Sometimes, you know, it's just gonna have to be random. I have come up with no better method than to let it be random. In 3, 2, 1, go. The whole laser section has a metric aston, which is a form of measurement, by the way, of random to it. You know, starting with that level. Actually, it doesn't. It doesn't have a metric aston, because it's like that level, it's just the places where it has random to it are so random that, good God, you know, with their random. With their random. Yeah, there you go. A little bit slow. Okay, so this one, what you did last time, Fawn, was not use the right strafe until the very end when you had so much speed that you kind of actually needed it. Which was about here, and then, yep. There you go. So right strafe near the end when you got so much speed that the right strafe won't throw you off too much. Beautiful. Beautiful run of 4-4. 4-5. There is no such thing as a beautiful run of 4-5. I've seen the guys like who skip one of these by going through the space between the lasers when they're in a certain position. Even that isn't beautiful. This level's just ugly. It's just awful. That little pop probably threw me out of sequence. It's okay, Plum, because you're good at the game. You don't need to be in sequence every single time, because you can do things like that. Right, 4-6 now. It's trying to be quiet and like focus on it, and then all of my focus, what did it result in? It resulted in the trucks pulling away in ways that you couldn't possibly plan for. Couldn't see coming, couldn't possibly work, you know, and say, okay, well, they're about to do that, so I'll do this. Gimme. Nothing. Nothing. So far, I have lost all of the time that I've lost to this level without any chance whatsoever of completing the level. That was the first chance that I had of actually completing the level that the game gave me. I like that he's carrying the truck all the way there. Now, because we've, Now, because we've lost all that time there, and then just took another death here, and then took another death here, PB is gone. It's impossible now. It's impossible now. But look at me still running anyway. Why are you still running, Fawn? Yeah, why am I still running? You're right. Starting from scratch, back to level 1-1. Here we go. Yeah, you're trying to go too fast, Fawn. Yeah, I know. Wow, look at that. Look. Okay, just treating them as clusters of lasers, looking forward at them and looking for that space between them. There's 4-1 and 4-2. Let's do it. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it double fast. Make me feel good. Make me feel good. Okay, no, that wasn't a good one. It slowed me down instead. Alright, 4-2's in. 4-3, no right strafe until the end, and then you're allowed to take one if you need it. But from here, it's left and right and cancels. Yep, that is way more consistent. Faster, not faster, it's consistent, and that's what's needed here. By me, anyway. Nice 4-4. Put in a couple of nice 4-4s in a row, haven't we? Yes, we have. 4-5, the wait it level. Just wait it. Just wait it. Hit. There's 4-5 in, now 4-6. The jump did not throw me off this time, so I should be extra good. Little hop there, back to the front of you, and then boom into the goal on 4-6. Here's the one where it's kind of up to the game. Do you want to give me the chance? It stole that last jump that I took. It stole it from me. Will you start the level? Thank you. The last jump that I took, it swept it out from under me. It did not jump correctly. It really does feel like there's something wrong with my mouse there. It wasn't turning to the right. It's a laser mouse, so, you know, maybe it was just being inaccurate. See, there's no trucks forward. So this is the best we can do, is to sit on the top of these and wait for our opportunity to jump to the goal. And even that took quite a while to get to. I'm gonna stop here, I'm gonna go over you, I'm gonna stop here, and then I'm gonna into the side of you and then go straight to the goal. That's when I can pull that off. That's my favorite version for that level. From here I need to jump forward, from here I need to jump over, and then go under, and then jump over those as they pop out, and then go straight in at 4-9, and here we are at 4-10. Ooh, we got a gold? I saw a gold up there. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. A sub 3. A sub 3. We'll celebrate a sub 3 on the laser level. Level 5. World 5. Level 4, rather. World 4. We did it. 2 seconds we managed. 2.5 seconds, even. But I put up a bunch of golds there. Good lord. Woot! Yeah! I guess it's alright, isn't it? You gotta take them where you can get them. Take things to celebrate where you can find things to celebrate. Alright, let's move on then to World 5. And we'll run those. Lovely golds, though. Lovely golds we put up. I love driving down some of my best segments. That's good. World 5, then. You want to save your splits now? Yeah, sure. Okay. In 3... 2, 1, go. Alright, now this one starts out with the swing and hammer. That one was an early swing, so I had to wait for him. But he left me a truck to jump to, which is very kind of him, because he doesn't always do that. For example, in this situation. Yep. That'll get me there. Thank you. 3-5-1. This is the hurry up and wait world. As I've said many a time before, the best strategy is to hurry up and then wait. And then stop and wait and see if the world's going to be kind to you or not. This one, again, hurry up and wait. Yeah! There you go. Consistently through 5-3 is a hard thing to actually get. This one's even worse for consistency. This is just a mess. It's an absolute... just horrific fucking mess. Alright, but just acing it is good enough. Getting through there is good enough. Get out of the way. Okay. Yep. Yep! No! 2 trucks! Either one of them could have been hit. Either one of them would have been lovely for me. What did I get? I got the neither of them situation. It's fine, we're through 5-5. Now, we get into some of the consistency part of the level here. Where I can just bing to bing right over the top of you and into the goal, and then 5-7. The levels where there is some consistency to them. As you can see. If you time them right. You time them right, you beat the first cycle, which is what we're doing right now. We beat the first cycle on all of this, which gets me through to 5-7. This one, over there, then a right strafe jump to the surface of that. I missed it, though. So over there, right strafe jump to the surface of you, continue the right strafe jump, come to here, and hope that the popper didn't pop while you were stuck on the right strafe jump landing here, which is what usually happens. Yes! That's what we're looking for right there. I can't make the... Oh! Fuck me! This run is over, but we need to, you know, put a run in on it just to remind myself of how it goes. So there, and then you do the right strafe to here. I mean, this is what I've developed anyway. And then, I flew right past it. This is, I ran this level over and over and over and over in order to develop this method as the most consistent version. I'm gonna go for the goal from here, just to see if I can, because I never tried that. My consistency method is to stop on the top of that one. Okay, so stop on this one, jump to that one, and then shit. I didn't get the full jump. I'm giving myself the liberty to experiment a little bit. Since we are where we are in the run. Okay, that'll work, that'll work, that'll work. Boom. Boom. And then into the goal. That is the best method that I've come up with, because otherwise trying to outrun the first cycle on that one is almost impossible. There are no trucks for us. Oh, and I never knew that this gate closed. I've never been on this level long enough to know that that gate is actually closing. Because usually it's supposed to go like this. You get here, you stop, and then you go up and over the last one and jump to the last truck. But there is about a 1 in 6 chance, I don't know, I'm making up numbers, but there's a low percentage chance that no truck will actually make it past there, and you'll have to do something like that. It's rare, but it do happen. Do it? It do. And then this one's all about taking the truck that actually lands with you, or that actually remains after the maelstrom. Oh, can't get there. And I took the wrong jump. So this is just our warm-up run. Yeah, so you're the one that's close enough for me to actually, you know, clear the gap, make the jump. That's lovely. It means I get to keep all that speed and probably make it to the top of the front 3. And that gives me an opportunity to wait for you. And then take that pop and go straight to the goal. And that's how you want to do that level. Alright, now back to that, and let's run it for real this time. Ooh, I got a new gold on that. In 3, 2, 1... Oh, Dramatian with the 300 woot. Who wooted? What wooting for what? What did we do? Did we clear the level and that's when you wooted? God, without the overlay working, thanks Twitch for deauthorizing my credentials for no reason. Thanks. I just don't know what the timing of these things is. In 3, 2, 1, go. And this one I can run. I can get right past that hammer. And then I can ride you, apparently. Okay, the engine-bearing component of that truck has exploded on me. In 3, 2, 1, go. So, no, I can't make it past that one. Oh, but he left me this one. Okay. You guys still looking good? You're still looking good, and there's one here too? Okay. It's go! My mouse was on the button when I clicked it. Like, I acknowledge it. Sometimes I miss the next button. But that was you, game. That was you. I was on the next level button. I've got video proof. Oh! Oh! It counted! It counted! It's like, okay. You fucked that up. And I did. I absolutely did. I rushed it when I shouldn't have rushed it. Oh, it's going so lovely. Look at all the blue, maybe. I think it should be blue. It probably isn't. Yeah. Wait for it. Yeah! There we go. 355, deathless. Okay. Stop here. 2, 3, go. Heh! Up and over, and into the goal. 5, 6. And we stop right here, and we wait a bit. And then when I see the fronts of those... Okay. It's not ideal. It's not good at all. It's a huge waste of time. It's like 14 seconds or something. But you don't get back. No, I don't. Okay, what's going on ahead? It's definitely a cluster of trucks, but it's one that will convey me to the end here. Okay, so up and over you, and then like so, and then off of you, get to this, take the jump. I didn't get the jump, but I just might be able to climb my way there. God damn it. It is the, as crazy as it seems, in my testing, it was the definitely most consistent version of running this level. To rush to this popper, and then just try and be on it when it pops. If you want to have a chance at converting this with any regularity, it's the best I can recommend for you. As of today, you know, if somebody will show me some other version, I'd love to see it, but this is what I came up with, given the state of things. See? It's not that hard to do. I'm gonna try going to the goal. Yeah! Without a stop, so it can be done if you get the right pop. It's a little bit scary and a little bit dangerous, my friend. Oh, I was on the back of it. I should have stayed with it. Go. Go. Stop. I can't believe I'm leaving time on this level. I also can't believe that I'm doing the level like this. But I did it. Alright, how are we doing? We're 40 seconds past PB. We've actually got a surprisingly good PB on this one now, thanks to the events of last live stream, in fact. Give me you! Some momentum to carry forward. Straight into the ground, yes, that's great. Fuck it. We don't need to practice this level, we know how this level works. Back to the beginning, 227.29. What's our sum about? What's our current PB on World 6? Let's run World 6 instead. We've got two pretty good PBs going on both of them, but let's run World 6 instead. In 3, 2, 1, stop, go, go, go. Because that is a really tight PB to be trying to beat right now. That is not how you do this anymore, Quan. That's right, that's right. See? We need to be working on World 6 anyway. So, I do a little hop to here so that I can take the jump off of the front runner, and then my jump didn't... Okay, I was going so fast that it didn't... Yep, sure, sure. Alright, but to recover, you're gonna have to, like, connect with those, and then get up to the front here in a hurry. That's a lovely recovery, actually. There you go. There you go. And there you go. There's 6-1 in. 6-2? Ah, yes. I love this level. For its fluidity. Fluidity. Boom. That's lovely, isn't it? When you pull it off right. This one, wait back here for a second, and then you go. You dive into him, and then you take the big pop, and you go straight to the goal. And that's 6-3 for you. And then 6-4 is just a run fast and try not to explode with those trucks, and you'll be fine. Because you get up here, and you just wait them. You just wait them till about now, and then you can get to the goal on that one for a 6-4. 6-5 is also... No, this is actually a... You want that jump, so that you can be able to convert to those guys. That's the safest way through. It's not the fastest, but it's the safest, and it ain't that unfast in the first place. Okay. Not how we do this. Not at all how we do this. This one doesn't even need to... Doesn't even need the speed. Certainly doesn't need to have 2 deaths on it. Because you don't need the speed until you're, like, back here, and then the only reason you need the speed is to be able to clear that gap, and then once you're past that gap, you do this, turn around, you come there, it's easy. 6-7 is another easy in. Just from there, jump out to here, spin around a bit, come out some, and then start coming in. And catch the goal right there. 6-8 is the twisty level. Sometimes gives me some trouble. It gives me the least trouble if I stop right there. I didn't. I'm gonna jump now because there's a lot of room on that left side that you can do that on, and now to the boulder race. I'm gonna go off in this direction. I'm gonna overshoot and just give up a good run. Yeah. Okay, just take it. Damn it. We were running really well, weren't we? Against a PB that's already pretty okay. And now I'm leaving it on this level, which is not difficult. Okay, and then 610, level that can be difficult because of the little needle thread that needs to happen here, which is to jump out and then come back through there. Okay, yep. Like that. Oh, I'm getting good at that. And that's 28 seconds over best. Okay, that's good. I feel like that's a good time. I will remind you that we have not gone on to level 7. World 7, rather. 7, 8, and 9 I've been saving because they're all the long worlds, you know? The levels are like 30 seconds long on each of them. And that's the end of the beer, which means the live stream's gotta end soon. 3, 2, 1, go. Just remember, Pawn, you take the little short hop here so that you can jump up to this guy and run off of him and catch the big long pop, and then do that, and then take 2 short hops so that you can land on this one and have an easier conversion to there, to the ground, in between those 2 trucks. And that's a little bit of RNG manipulation, so that later in the level, something, fuck me. In 3, 2, 1, go. You can also take that little hop from here, and then be generating even more speed as you go, but it still just really only gets you to the 4th truck, he says as he then does that. I mean, it doesn't make that big of a difference, especially if you don't actually land on the trucks that you're aiming for fuck's sake. I'm kind of experimenting here to see. Why experiment with this level, Pawn? Yeah, you're right. You're right. Why do I care if I can hit it in another way? Like, my problem is I've got, you know, this psychological block on this level because it's it's another one where it's just a single row of trucks, you know, that you gotta connect with, and I always have trouble with these. I'm gonna hit. See? And it's not like I can't do it. I think I'm just like psyching myself out, you know. Hit. And I keep developing new, interesting strategies for trying to do it in a different way that I think will be more consistent for me because of all of the fucking ways that I find out to, like, screw this up. It's simple. It's just a line of trucks to run along, and yet, look at me. Just look at me. How many ways can you fuck up a simple level where you just do this? There's another new one. Another new one that I don't know how I even did it. So I had the right jump, I had all the, everything was going normally, and then I managed to, something. God. That's a nice low transition, and that's what I should do from now on. It's just so slow. It's not really, though. If these trucks are on, you know, consistent timing, which it seems like they are, then it doesn't matter. By the time you get to the front trucks, you gotta wait for them to be taking off anyway. Damn it. Yeah, I've psyched myself out on everything now. Perfect. That just means we have to go back and do the other one again. The one that I really hate. You know? Start fucking up World 2. Maybe that's it. All of my, in fact, every problem that I have in this game, all of my failures, relates to my fear of this level. Everything. Every single one is about my fear of this. Whenever I miss a jump, you just go, oh, yeah, he's worrying about 6-1 again, isn't he? 6-2. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. There's only so many deaths I can really allow myself here, and honestly, 2 is probably the maximum. So we'll push it to 3, because I just don't want to start over again. Okay, we'll start over again then. That's good. We'll do that instead. And go. Showboat time. I'd love to do some showboat. And if I could just get past this level, these first 2 levels, I would showboat all over your face. I would give you the most showy boats you've ever showed. I believed until the moment that, you know, I mislanded that, I believed I got it. I nailed it. Perfect. Good aim, good timing, you've got it. And then... I wonder if having, like, holding down some of your your forward momentum as the trucks behave differently. I wonder if I'm basically pushing the trucks out from underneath my feet. That is what I wonder. You should wonder, why it is that you can't complete this level. Instead. No, I should not wonder anything. I should just fucking do it. Just put it in, like a cluster god. Yeah. Alright. Fuck resetting. I don't want to be stuck on these levels anymore. So, mental health run. Mental health run where I just take it all the way to the end regardless of time. See, I'm supposed to stop there, and I know it. My consistent method goes like this. It goes from here to here, and you don't stop. You just slam into the ground. It goes from here to here, and you don't stop for this truck. But then you do take this one, and you stop there, and you take a moment, you take a pause, and then you're supposed to stop on that one as well. Because it's safer. And... beautiful. Alright, backup strat. There was no backup strat convertible. Stop. Wait it. Go! Got it. Got it. That was actually a fast fall, too. That was not bad. Eee. Just gotta get past those explosions and have something to land on. Now we're safe. Yeet. Straight to the goal on you. 47 seconds behind PB. I don't care, it's a mental health run. Okay, not how I intend to do that, but hey, gets me to the goal. This one... again, what are you looking for? I'm looking for a little bit of speed coming through there to be able to connect with that. And I've gone too far forward. But being alive is something that I will celebrate every day of the week. Well, not every day of the week. Some of them are CFS days, in which case I'd prefer it another way. Come on back out and then start coming in. Start coming in, start coming in, start coming in, start coming in, and there's a 6-7 in. Now the tilty world, 6-8. Ideally, the safe strat is I stop, like, there, on one of those. But since we're already dying anyway, since we've already lost this run long ago, so stop, like, back there, and then when you take this jump, you'll be able to see which one you can land on, and then you just want to counterbalance the weight of the trucks until you get to a position that you can... because otherwise you'll tip right over. Where am I? Oh, it's boulder level. I thought it was the last level. That's an interesting technique. Yeah, it actually is kind of an interesting technique. Can I get all the way to the goal from there? Yeah, probably. But you gave it up. What did I do last time? I don't know, but it was interesting. Yes, it was. So interesting that I immediately forgot it. Bing, bing. Bingity, bing. Into the goal on you. And then 6-10. Too far. Perfect. Wow. I'm getting really good at that. Alright, let's get through the rest of the levels and then do that at the end. In 3, 2, 1, go. Because it'd be a hell of a run if we could. Come down on you. Wait it, be careful. And jump to any truck that you can possibly make contact with. Bing, bing, bing! Okay, yep, land these 3. Heh. Heh. Nice. That was fast, actually. That was pretty fast. So, safe strat is... you're not supposed to stop there, but if you do, it's fine. Shit. Shit. So... oh, God, I went to hit D and I hit R. Safe strat? Nope, it didn't. I didn't. So we're gonna have to go for the dangerous strat, which is this one. There's 6-2, and it's gonna be behind. We lost a lot of time to that we didn't need. Oh, shit. Pong, you did that very wrong. Alright, just reset and do it again. It's more time lost if you don't reset. Boom. Yeah! There you go. Straight to the goal on 6-3, 6-4 now. So we're behind for a number of reasons. But the run is getting better, feeling better. I'm doing, you know, more better, more goodish than... We're 14 seconds behind. Yeah! Don't tell me I didn't make it. I can't afford to not have made it. Okay, so this is off of you. Give me the height so that I can pick these two trucks, land them, and go straight to the goal. 6-6 is the one where you don't even need speed through here, Pawn. You just need to come into it like that. Oh! Fun! Okay, this run is now dead. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, between the various deaths that we took before, this run is now dead. Go off the end, come out like that, come back. What are we? We're 24 seconds behind, and it took a while for that one to decide that I was in the goal. None of that's good. On out. And start coming back in. Oh, I'm late coming back in. Oh, now the run's dead. Back to the beginning in 3, 2, 1, go. Well, that's an interesting method. Just, yep, to those guys. It's fine. It's, you know, one of the many ways that it could be done, theoretically. Hypothetically. Oh, fuck me in the asshole. Yeah. 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 There you go. To the fourth one, the way that you mean to do it. Don't try and run that. Take the little jump, take the little touch, come off of you guys, go to the second trucks, start running. I'm taking the little hops that don't really count as speed hops. Fuck me! It's the last jump, just finish it! It's an easy one! Little hop, yeah, and then to the fourth truck ahead, land it, slow down, stop, wait you for a second, then off of you, over to these two trucks. Yes. 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 Yeah! Now, you two, to you two, to you two, and then on to 6-2. So. The still conversion has everything to do with the amount of speed and turn that you give it, and I was not feeling confident about either the speed or the turn that I was giving it, and now we've ruined a run. That's how you do it, everybody. That's how you ruin a run. Now you know. I think that could be done. I hesitated there. Nope. Nope. Back to the level select. This is a mental health run. As soon as I get past World 1, I'm not stopping. I don't care how many times I have to die and embarrass myself. I'm just not stopping. Once we're past this world, anyway. Wow, right on the corner. Okay, little hops, big hops. Fuck me in the rectum. Rectum? Yeah, I did. I wrecked them all. All my good runs. All my good runs, I wrecked them. Every single one of them. I knew them and I wrecked them. To that one. It's better. Is it? Yeah. Really? Mm-hmm. How do you know that? Because I said it just now. Just fucking land the two of those. Even in the middle. I don't fucking care. 6-2. Now we don't stop. I don't care how many times it takes me putting this one in. This level is actually enjoyable to play, is the thing. The first one is just terrifying, for me anyway. Stop! You see how much speed you can get if you stay low and fast? Don't care. Do not care. How many attempts? Not caring. This is me not caring. This is what not caring looks like. Stop. 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 Go. Go. Okay, that's 6-3, and we're through with 14 seconds behind at the beginning of this level, and you're not doing it right, because you're mind-fucked. You're tilted. Yep. Hit! Okay, that didn't work. So... me not caring. Me not caring. That one didn't work either. Oh, come on, now. Take everything away from me. I think the game's just telling me, you've put in some good times, Pawn. You're done for the day. Time to walk away. I'm not gonna give you anything else. I opened my loins to you one too many times. Now I need to go to a clinic. Things are itching down there, so I'm pretty much done with you, Mr. the Ronin Pawn. And that's fair enough. You know, you wouldn't be the first. Wouldn't be the first to say so. That's what you were looking for from that, because then I can fail a simple conversion like that one and hate myself for it. Go. Jesus. Trying to, yeah, you're doubling up on the simple conversion fail. Yep. Well, the game has already decided. It told me. You can't come to my bedroom anymore. Thank you. That's all I'm looking for. Christ, when you're safe strats, I mean, there's faster ways to get through that level, you know? But I do it that way because it's safe. And so I keep telling people. I'm just gonna go over, I'm gonna go straight to it. Right here, right now. Yeah, that's a nice way in, actually. Pretty fast. I wonder if that's a blue... No, it's not a PB. And then out. Back it up. Back it in. Let me begin. I came to win. Battle me. That's a sin. I did it again. Are there any other rhymes that end with "in" that I could make here? Come on back, Pawn. It's better that you be close to bonking your head. You know? Because you don't really ever have the problem of bonking your head there. What you have is the problem of having not... Whoa, whoa, yeah, that was me. That was me. I, was on the wrong side of him, and my weight on top of him resulted in, you know, what you just saw there. So you gotta be careful. Be careful with how much weight you put on it. So your husband might not, you know, find you attractive anymore. What? Nothing. Nothing. Alright, my favorite part of this level now, because I've gotten somewhat good at it, he says in order to jinx himself, is to jump out here, and then turn in, and then boom like that. Oh, threading that needle feels so good. If I could only get to the point of threading that needle without having to die 7,000 fucking times on every fucking level in the fucking ancient world, fuck. But that's just how the cookie crumbles. People, that is how the crumbling of the cookies do the crumbling that they do. And ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the Ronin Pawn's Seasonal Affective Disorder live stream. For those of you who are feeling bad because, you know, it's a Merry Christmas time, you are actually amongst the majority of people. It's just that a large portion of the majority of people lie to themselves and don't acknowledge how much they hate this shit. How much they can't fucking deal with it. I'm expected to work while also, you know, trying to, I mean, it's a lovely thing in concept to sit down and try and, like, imagine what would be a good gift to give to someone else. What's something that they would really like? Not that I would like, but that they would really like. That idea of gift giving is great. Add it to the pressure of a, you know, massively commercialized holiday, and then also make it like a prerequisite that you have to do this thing where you deeply consider someone else and what would make them happy, and then go and spend your hard-earned money on it. Add to that you're doing it for a multitude of people because society demands it all at once, as well as showing up to special dinners and preparing them, making sure that you got the right clothing, and you're also working your regular day job and everything. Like, the only people who truly enjoy this holiday are people who don't have anything better to do. People who have a lot of free time on their hands. That's a vague and a mean statement. It's fine to enjoy Christmas. It is very, 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 very normal to not enjoy this season. And it is actually just a shame that for the fact that I assume the majority of all of us would much prefer to just not do it anymore, we just can't seem to come to a public consensus on that. But my point, before I got off on that tangent where I was just denigrating someone's holiday, was that if you find yourself depressed and morose and, you know, possibly even suicidal during this time of year, one, get yourself some weed. Don't be afraid to seek medical help. But more importantly, too, just remember that, and I do think this is more important because I think if you do this, you probably won't have to do the first. Remember that all the people who are smiling, Merry Christmas, they feel the same way. You're not alone, is what I'm saying. You're not alone. And on that, you know, bombshell, God, I apparently just really hate Christmas. The more I listen to myself talk about it, I can't just make the point of, like, if you're depressed, you're not alone, you know, grab some eggnog and we can all be depressed together until this miserable holiday ends. I keep listening to myself bring up this miserable fucking holiday, so apparently I really do hate it. For I am the Ronin Grinch. Thanks for coming out to the live stream. We will be back this Sunday for our pre-Christmas. For our pre-Christmas live stream. I don't know what happened today that I wasn't live streaming at 4 p.m. Hopefully it won't happen next live stream. I would like to actually maybe we'll start out that live stream looking back at my 12 Days of Clickbait video series that I did 2 years ago now. It's timely, it's appropriate, I like it. You'll have to be there this Sunday to find out. I am the Ronin Pawn. Merry Christmas. Pawn out.